Hey guys, welcome back. We're doing an ExG Team Tournament Public Open. I'm your host, Excelsior Vindy, and today's co-cast today is Tor Terrible. How you doing?
Hi, I'm Totally Terrible. Be casting today with Richie here, with Excelsior Vindy here. So yeah,
So today we have a team tournament. We have a total of 6 teams. With the format that goes the following: 3 deck, 1 ban, each for each player. So a total of 9 decks, and it's a last man standing and dynamic lineup, meaning the captain choosing which teammate goes in first to play, make the room, and we go in there to watch. Essentially, we'll get to see all of the decks in the list, but just to keep things short and simple, we'll just be watching it from here. But if you are the viewers and you're watching this, you can always go to the bracket, click on the bracket, and you should be able to see their deck list as well. So, right now all the players are discussing the bans, so this might actually take a while, but this should be able to run through the bracket relatively easy. 6 teams, single elimination. I believe this is going to be a rather short one. So we should be able to see about roughly 3 matches.
hope you guys enjoy. So, what kind of classes do you think are most common in this tournament?
If you follow with the ExG ExG tournaments, since there isn't any, like, you can't choose like out of the 3 or whatever, people were more likely to just choose. They're able to choose the 3 decks that they want to go, and they'll ban out one. We're going to see a lot of Shadow, Sword, and Dragon. Maybe a little bit more control-heavy players, and some super aggro players coming in.
Expect to see any Haven, any Forest craft of all things?
Plenty of Havens. Not a lot of Forest. Forest kind of died, and so did Sword.
I expect to see a lot of Blood. Like, Vengeance Blood I know is doing pretty well in ladder. I think it's doing okay in tournaments too.
So yeah, a lot of Blood should be able to be coming in, and we should be seeing plenty of Haven coming counter. So with that list, we'll just have to wait and see.
It's going to be an interesting kind of tournament. The teams?
I'm sorry?
Oh, do we have the names of the teams?
Yes, we do actually. We have team, actually in the bracket it should say it. Oh, it doesn't really say the bracket. Oh, wait, no. Team Voidless Summoners versus The World.
Creative name?
Yep, creative name. Alright, it seems like we're about to head on in quite shortly. Oh. Alright, so first off we have Suck God, who represent Voidless Summoners, versus the captain himself, Jingjing, also known as Evil, not Jingjing, Evil Dark. Or maybe this is Jingjing. No, this is Jingjing. Yeah, this is Jingjing, not Evil Dark, so not the captain himself yet. Never mind. Apparently that's actually Evil Dark. He's going as first. So, some little information about Suck God and Evil Dark. Evil Dark is a Taiwanese player. coming from a more of a whatchamacallit, a streamer. He also hosted his own tournaments as well before, but he's been able to ease back a little bit here. So with that, we also have Suck God. Joins a lot of the single elimination, but I think this is his first time doing the team tournament side of it. Things. Let's see
Interesting,
here.
interesting. What kind of matchup do you expect to see in this first round?
Let's see. So Suck God is playing Shadow Dragon Sword versus the opponent playing Shadow Force and Bishop.
Strong point for both of them, probably.
Yeah.
If the other team gets their Bishop match against Suck God Shadow, it's going to be a pretty straightforward first match, I would think.
I would believe so. We'll get to see what kind of bans they're going after. Seems like Shadow's been banned from both sides.
That makes sense, considering how powerful it still is, despite the recent nerfs.
We'll be seeing, let's see, Dragon and Sword going in, which is currently open. Do remind us, the format here is a little bit different, so the stream setup might be of inconvenience for you guys watching. Why? Apparently they're remaking the room.
Okay.
It is showing. Don't worry about it. It's showing on stream. Oh, can you hear me? Oh, Tort? Are you alive? You can just text me over on Discord. You should be able to see the match. Do you not see it? Okay, let's type it over in Discord. Alright guys, we're terrible having some technical issue. Can you talk? Hello? Hello? Oh, your cam's frozen? Hello? Some technical difficulties. Sorry about this, guys. Alright, so my partner here is kind of gone right now. Oh, are you back?
About that, my connection seems to have dropped. Am I back?
Yeah, you're back. Are you okay?
Yeah, no, my connection just dropped temporarily. I apologize for that.
Oh, okay. So we just got our first match.
Time for me to prove myself.
Right now we have a rematch going on.
It's like Force versus Sword. In this matchup, I believe the Sword is probably favored if they run a lot of wards, that is.
Yes and no. It depends on the matchup. I want to say Force should be more They normally win against swords.
Hey,
It's a 50-50 matchup.
Hey, let's play.
Okay, I recall in previous days, Control Sword used to be pretty good against Forest, mainly because they could just drop things like Aurelia and, Alwada's Command later on, and then Front
Yes,
Guard
but
General.
this isn't control swords, this is
Yeah, this is
mid-range.
mid-range sword.
So, this matchup is leaning towards Forest because they're able to clear things a lot easier.
I'm the force protector.
And that turn 3 Ancient Elf going first is a very powerful play. 3-4 is basically unremovable for sword at this point.
I am a mad cyclone.
The Grimmy is probably going to help mitigate some damage, though. I believe Force win con in this is just basically to roach Swordcraft down before they can get.
The forest is crying for help.
Ow!
Pretty easy clear. You know, I don't think you want to try to go Junos here.
Yeah, I don't think is the good play here. Wholesale Swing is going to be great, but it's pretty off curve.
Yes, but if he plays with the Juno, that it gets it to clear, but not Princess Mage. The only way for him to do this is he has to either the Knight, kill off the Ancient Elf, and then Genos to clear off the EPM or Elven Princess Mage. That's a way to clear it, but every other option in route would leave at least the Elven Princess Mage alive. You can fully take advantage of that next turn to evo it out.
Another issue is that even if he does clear this board, the Forcecraft can simply play an Elven Princess Mage and an Elf Child main next turn, which is a very strong play.
So he decides to do this route too, which does the same thing, utilizing the evos.
Negative magic.
Geno. Unfortunately, he's not going first because Geno would have been really great.
Card going first. Looking at both of their hands, the Forcecraft's hand seems pretty powerful in that it has 2 Elf Child Maze and a Nature's Guidance, so they can pick off a lot of the Swordcraft's followers, especially if they choose to play like Tsubaki later on.
Yep.
There you go. They do have their strong mid game going to their strong mid range cards going to the mid game. That Elven Prince Mage is going to be pretty hard to remove, actually. The Forestcraft player didn't get much value out of the Evolving Rush, but, I mean, pleasant way for the Swordcraft player to remove it.
Moment, the option here is honestly Albert at the moment to color off the 4/5. There's no way that he would want to let that thing live. Geno wouldn't do anything except to kill the 1/1. Then we have Novice Trooper and the Maid Leader, which also really doesn't help much against this 4/5. So or the Summoner or Suck God person playing right now, he has to figure out how he's going to get around this. Pretty sure it feels unfortunate to evo out the Albert here. Or plays nothing that's going to hit him 6 damage, possibly more. That Crystalia Aaron is coming in next too.
Oh yeah, that's actually pretty dangerous. And the issue with evoing out the Albert is the person playing Forcecraft can just play both Elf Child Maze and then trade in their Fairy. Admittedly, that doesn't allow them to play Crystalia Aaron, but it's a pretty strong play that basically removes Albert at no evo cost or anything else.
But I wouldn't say it's
Sky Knights, prepare for
well, that's if he wants to play around Tsubaki on turn 6, if he wants to avoid playing Crystalia Aaron evo. Okay, which is fine to have the Elf Child Maid come.
Such negative magic.
So Geno Evolve was technically an option there. I definitely think this Albert Evolve is probably better, because although most Swordcraft players like to save Albert for the late game to finish off, it looks like Suck God is really just trying to survive right now.
An intruder.
Okay, so it looks like they did go for the Aaron play.
By the way, mute your Skype.
It won't be long now.
There you go.
Get
Should be all
out
set.
of my sight.
Hello?
So this is the end.
You wouldn't.
Oh, did you mute your mic on Discord? Go to the option. There you go. I can hear you now. I need him. The Skype should have been muted, but I guess this is fine. I mean, you unmute your Skype then, because I guess it's running through that instead. Sorry guys, more technical issue.
Take my blade.
So it looks like he does go for the Tsubaki play,
Stop.
which is pretty strong actually. He's got a good board position right now.
Come on, let's play.
Well,
Oh,
this
but those
actually
elf
gets-
child bases.
Yeah, this actually gets declared out with Nature Guidance. Double elf child.
And it looks like that's going to be a Silver Bolt deck variant, which is pretty slower decks. And although this is technically mid-range sword, it has had like a pretty slow start.
Is nothing.
You wouldn't.
But the thing with Silver Bolt deck usually comes with Will of the Forest coming in.
So I would assume Suck God's probably going to go for the Owl with his command play here because he really needs the tempo from that. He's not too low health-wise right now, but he's not in a very good position in terms of Void State. He can take quite a bit of damage from those 4/1/1s if he doesn't play carefully.
Right.
The other person still has the Crystallier Aaron left, and on turn 8, that Crystallier Aaron is also going to give an evolution point, which can be combined with that Elven Princess Mage and really anything else to
Welcome home.
Oh, so it looks like he's actually decided to play Main Leader first. And he did draw into a Luminous Mage. Luminous Mage is going to...
Ready, youngling.
Oh, he's not going to play Luminous Mage either. Put some tempo out on the board. And he also did not choose to use his evolution. I guess he's assuming he's not at a low enough health point to really be forced to push forward for
I don't really
tempo.
particularly like that play. I think it's probably better if he went with the Alwedas. And he's trying to save his Evo for Albert turn 10, but he's nowhere near chipping that HP down to 10. But that's a little unfortunate here.
Yeah, in all honesty, it looks like that Albert, if he does make it turn 9, Albert is just going to be used to trade.
Yep.
You
The
wouldn't.
Luminous Mage draw was actually pretty good. I would have expected him to play Luminous Mage and evolve the Luminous Mage last turn to save a little bit. But he chose to play Geno instead, which was quite interesting. It's a very conservative play. It does save a lot of like value cards in hand, but I don't really think he needs to be going for value right now when his health is dropping low and the opponent has so much tempo.
Yep.
It is a little fortunate for Suckgod that the Forestcraft player does not actually have a Roach in hand or any... well, he does have a Goblin Mage, which could...
My sword brings hope.
Because the Roach combo is... But it could definitely push him very low. And maybe
You're
even
cutting
win.
out a lot.
Oh, I apologize.
You're missing
Clear
like
now?
a couple of words. We don't know until you say a couple of things.
Hello, hello, testing, testing.
Yes, you're good.
Well, I was just mentioning that the Forestcraft guy doesn't have his Roach combo just yet, but he does have Goblin Mage, and he does have a Zero-Cost Fairy, and an Elven Princess Mage left with an evolution. So the Roach combo could definitely be that Suck God is only at 13 health. Although there is no bounce yet in that hand.
What he's thinking right now. This isn't really good. He has to either Evo the Knight.
It all ends here.
No, he instead goes with the
Mage
Luminous
works as
Mage.
Turn the power
well,
to
but
light.
That means he's gonna play the Novice Trooper to suicide it in. Or the Kataji.
oh,
Sir,
he decided to-
楽に死ねると思うなよ。
Okay, he's not utilizing all of his Evo points. He actually lost a little bit more.
Ow!
Needs to.
this technically does set up for turn 9 lethal if
Sparkly stuff.
none of those get removed, or if only one of the four attack follows gets removed. But I mean, with that hand and that board, he can remove both of the 4 attack follows
Forest is crying for
without any
help.
problem.
This ends here.
This is a little bit
Die,
unfortunate.
Elder Tree.
He can definitely suicide one of the fairies to play the Elf Child to get a full clear.
Take up
And he
my
probably is
shield.
going. Oh, is he? He's probably going to do that. Yeah.
And then two.
So the Goblin Mage didn't draw a Roach, which potentially would have been good game as well. But the Elf Child May was just as devastating.
By the way, could you move your camera a little bit lower? We can only see your
Cast a
forehead.
battlefield away.
There you go.
Does this work?
Yep.
Right. So now the Alwadis finally comes out along with a Novice Trooper. Looks like despite Albert having the enhance on turn 9, it couldn't really come out. Will be used on the Viking to hopefully trade into something and protect the face.
Not much here.
That Silver Bolt could be devastating, but there's only 5 cards in hand right now, so it doesn't actually do that much damage, which is a small blessing.
You are done for.
And I actually have to evo this out.
Away with ye, scurvy
Checked his
dogs.
face in case. Probably thinking that he might have a Roach in his hand.
And he might. Technically, that Goblin Mage could be considered a Roach. It looks like he is drawing for that Roach. He has played all 3 Elfchild Mays,
Yeah.
so Roach is almost a guaranteed pull. I'm not sure if that duck runs Lily or not.
Actually, this might be a leaf. No, it's not. I was just kidding.
It's not lethal yet?
No, not yet. Next turn, if he decides to play in two 0-cost fairies and a Roach, maybe with the Silver Bolt you can push in for the win. As Albert does only 9 damage here with the Viking. 9 damage in total. So he decides to go all in right here. It's 2. That's 5 damage Roach, putting this to 6. Kill it with the... That's 5. So... have 3 cards in hand. 4. Oh. More than likely, Albert is not going to clear everything. So he might end up just finishing it off with whatever he has on board when he summons out all 5.
Because it looks like he is going to do the go face method.
Let's play.
Yep. All in.
So basically, the Suck God's going to have to draw some sort of... Oh, it's Fangblade Slayer, but unfortunately, Fangblade Slayer is a little too big too late right now.
So this is gonna be a good good game right here. See, so this is what I'm
really-
talking about, how Forest can be
Prepare for battle.
much better versus mid sword. Have the utilities to just simply clear out everything.
Run away.
That is
Now-
true. This is just exact lethal.
So this is lethal now, because he can just play in the Silver Bolt.
And he did draw that wolf just in case, I guess. That's 4 damage. Never mind. Not exactly lethal. A bit more.
So this is a win. We're not going to give a point just yet, but we're going to change the picture. Show that Voiless Summoner has won. The next card that we'll be seeing is Dragon. Not Voiless Summoner, the World. Sorry, that is the team. So we will be seeing possibly a Sword versus Haven matchup. But he might not even want to try that. I mean, Haven actually does decently against Swords and Dragon at the moment.
Does it now? Personally, I think Sword tends to out-tempo and kind of out-aggressive Haven most of the time because Haven can't really heal past big burst damage like Albert. Versus Dragon, I think Haven has a pretty even matchup, but versus things like Sword or Blood that have like pretty strong tempo, it doesn't. But we'll see how this works out. Looks like it is the Haven versus Dragon matchup.
Bow before Dark Dragoon, ruler of the skies. Is fighting and despair all you know?
Wow, that Dragon's still running Lightning Blast even post-nerf? That's interesting. Blast or Breath of the Salamander are good versus Haven because Haven doesn't really tend to put much on the board for Breath of the Salamander to clear.
That's not a good pickup from that Dark John though.
That Dark Jam is not, yeah. He did choose to keep Breath of the Salamander.
Yep.
Oh, and that early does signify this is probably going to be a pretty aggressive Storm Dragon deck.
Now this deck could still be Aegis, because Dark John is with almost every deck now.
Oh yeah, I was talking about the Dragon's going to be Storm Dragon.
Oh yeah,
the Haven
Storm
deck
Dragon.
I don't actually know if
Yeah.
it's Aegis or Seraph.
The dragon here is a Storm with the Erd, and that's what most of the current deck, the dragon is ramping.
Oh yeah, also looks like he's going to get the dreaded Dragon Oracle into Rahab combo. It's a pretty strong play going first.
Yeah, I would say so. That means he gets to kill off anything that he wants. But that's gonna get rid of easily with the Blackened Scripture here.
Oh, that's true. That Luxwing Reno definitely tilts that deck towards Stormhaven potentially. I don't see many Aegis Havens or Seraph Havens running Luxwing Reno.
Break.
Well, with Lux and Reno, we can tell that this deck is a little bit more on the aggressive side. They don't normally run that. So we can see that this might possibly be a more
Keep relying on you, Dragon.
This is actually Seraph. It's a Seraph Haven.
Stormhaven can also run Hollow Dogma.
True.
Yeah, just because
Actually, we don't. Never mind, because they wouldn't run Gravekeeper. Luxwing. This could be Storm Aegis.
Storm Aegis. Oh right, that is a deck that exists. I completely forgot. So yeah, the Black Inscription on the Rahab wasn't a bad play, but that does mean that the Ayla is actually going to get some ramp now, and it's going to put Suck on to Overflow.
The Salamander can clear this out pretty easily.
That's true. He doesn't really have many good plays outside of that, though. Both Odes are pretty useless in hand without anything to really target. The Lightning Blast is a bit too expensive for removal, and the Blazing Breath is just not so good right now, especially considering that Havencraft hand.
The
The
easily.
Gatekeeper Sonya next to him will be very strong. Oh!
Okay, so he's probably gonna use the Blazing Breath to get rid of it. Yeah. And then
Okay.
info.
There's a lot more where
He could have used the Breath of the Salamander, but I suppose he's probably saving that for a stronger board.
Escapes the wheel of destiny.
And I would agree with that.
Finally a break. Let them rest in peace. peace.
Yes, this is Storm, maybe even Storm Seraph, but at least some sort of Storm variant.
Rest with
Could
the
still be Storm
others.
Aegis.
This must be fate.
Pretty big threat considering that Breath of the Salamander cannot remove it currently, given its effect.
Well, at least he has Lightning Blast to easily get rid of that.
Yep. Can Ode hit it? I am not quite sure. Is it immune to destroy effects or is it just damage effects?
For what? No, it's just damaged. So Lightning Blast
I haven't
can
seen
get
that
rid
card
of
play
it.
very often, I was just curious.
Unless it says it can't be targeted, but that's the wrong kind of aura we're saying here.
Yeah, it cannot be damaged by spell effects. Sort of like Lisa's, I believe.
Yep.
So the Ode could actually hit it. He could do another Ode on that Sonya and then evolve. Although Lightning Blast is probably the stronger play right now.
Erd doesn't really help much.
Suck God's running low on cards. Especially given that both of those cards are removal, which isn't particularly useful versus Haven most of the time.
Needs
Tempo
to do-
Dope GN, that's not a bad play.
Well, he needs to do something. He needs a good ramp. Or
Oh!
bad card is very useful. Hello. What are you doing? Are you gonna give me 2 cards? You gonna give me a Bahamut?
Oh man.
In before Bahamut.
Full options. Ooh.
Fortunately,
Ouroboros.
he may end up passing. Because the thing is, playing Erd here sucks. Because it
Yeah,
trades
absolutely.
evenly with it. Breath of Salamander only does 3. You can definitely kill it with 2 Breath of the Salamander if he so chooses, but that's gonna give him a pretty not so great position and size.
Okay, so
But
he
I'm
did
wrong
choose to
anyways.
play both breaths.
But I'm wrong.
He could have
There is
played the Ode, let the GN trade into it, and then use Breath of the Salamander Ouroboros next turn, or use Ouroboros afterwards to remove the weakened GN. So an interesting thing now is that Ouroboros is going to be very difficult to remove. Because it's going to have 4 defense, and Haven's banishes are at 3 defense, and while that Cudgel could technically banish, the Ouroboros isn't going to be weakened at all to 3 defense.
I think here he might end up using the Hollow Dogmite. If he gets a good card.
Oh, that's not bad.
No Evo. There's no need. He has to be aware of that Ouroboros could be in this deck. So. And it also plays around Ouroboros.
Yeah, this puts Ouroboros in a very uncomfortable position because if the Ouroboros evolves and hits the Regal Falcon, it's going to be a 10-3, which can indeed get banished by Priest of the Cudgel.
Did pick up a Genesis Dragon, so that is very good right here.
Indeed, Genesis is very strong versus Haven.
The thing is,
Any sort of really big boost damage.
is he willing to Ouroboros to face? Do it, you won't. I see your weakness.
His other option would be to Lightning Blast that Regal Falcon, which does not feel like a pretty move right now.
The team is contemplating on playing either between Lightning Blast or Ouroboros or nothing at all. He chose the
He
Ouroboros.
did choose to do Ouroboros.
And now that Haven will see his weakness.
Ready to witness
now.
my true
As
strength?
well, that's going to limit Genesis Dragon's boost.
Yeah.
The Ouroboros does get banished now, but it doesn't look like the Haven has anything to play. Oh, he can play Pinion Prayer alongside the Cudgel. Very off curve, but it'll have to do. Or he could play Garuda here if he wishes. Oh my.
No. I mean,
Right, he could do that too.
yeah. This is actually
I
really
can't
good.
count.
So now that he got Beast Call Arya, he can play
I see. Oh,
that along with the Wing Garuda, so he'll have a stronger tempo play.
And although the Dragoncraft isn't very low yet, they can't really afford to play Genesis Dragon so easily right here. Oh, but Israfil is a very good draw.
Yes, but Israfil will make him lose a little bit of tempo here. He's not going to be able to attack or do anything. He'll heal up for 4. but he's gonna get hit by 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13 damage, possibly the face. With 8 and 7 damage on this Storm player's hand, that's not enough to finish him off in one.
It actually is because Israfel's effect hits face as well. So
Yeah, that's
Israfel's
right, that's
10 damage.
That's 17. You're right.
Yes.
Now apparently I don't know how to count. Yes, sneaky effect you. Alright, so in this case though, there's multiple ways of playing it. He's more likely to play the Beast Call with the Wing Garuda.
I think the Beast Call with the Wing Gouda is really the only play. But the issue is, he does have to trade in every single one of his attackable the followers that can attack, right?
Well, his other option, if he so chooses, Archangel Olivia could actually kill him off with the Priest of the Cudgel coming in. Of course, he could push him for 2 damage, putting him to 17. But he'll have at least a 5-5. Not Dark Angel Olivia, Dark Jean.
Oh, Dark John. Yeah, oh, that's true. Dark John, could allow the, okay, he's going to go for the Beast Call play. He could do Beast Call, Dark John.
I think I like the Dark Jean play. Might be maybe a little bit better. Yeah, this is good.
They must have been considering the Genesis Dragon lethal right there. It's very rare that you can get lethal from 17 health, but, you know, Dragon's definitely got that capability.
Another one.
Ooh. I would heal the Dragon to full, too. That would heal Suckgod to full health.
Fighting is so sorrowful.
And now there isn't really much of a way to get rid of this unless you use yet another Dark Jean.
John.
Or
Ooh.
Grimnir.
Grimnir's a great card.
But I think that is not what he needs.
Dark
Usually
John
Grimnir
Luxray
is
Mano
played.
does,
Usually Grimnir is played to finish off, though.
Dark John, Luxwing Reno actually gives a lot more tempo than Grimnir might. For about the same kind of trades.
Luxwing can't do damage, though.
Oh, tempo though. It puts stuff on board, right?
No, but the thing with what makes Grimnir better at the moment is that he's able to push him for damage.
True, that is true.
Than for Jean to just clear it off, but it's unfavorable. The better way possibly is to just Dark Jean this again and then clear it off. Because he's considering, like, do I want this to live and get hit for 10 damage to face, or do I want to trade all of my stuff in it? It doesn't feel good when you have to send in more cards to get rid of.
Yeah, but last turn he did make the decision to, yeah, it looks like he's going to do it this turn as well, to trade his Void in to prevent that 10 damage from hitting face. Which again is the right play in this case because the Genesis Dragon would have been lethal otherwise. So he does tempo out the Luxwing Reno. He's holding the Grimnir, I suppose. Oh, Grimnir.
Yeah, but Grimnir isn't going to clear out the Jean. That isn't the right play that he'll have to do immediately. His option is...
He did choose to play it though.
Play it.
His other real option was maybe Genesis or Lightning Blast Ode, but both of those seem quite weak as well.
Yeah.
Plus this does push the Haven lower, so Genesis lethal is closer.
This does about 9 damage, so this is good. Dance of Death gets rid of everything. We might end up seeing Genesis Dragon come in right now.
Genesis Dragon trading into a 2-3 is probably unpleasant though.
Or Bahamut. Hey, where
That
have
is
you been in my
Bahamut.
life? What are you doing?
Dance of Death though, if it comes in, and it will break that Beast Call, which allows the 4-4 and the 2-1 to attack next turn. So, as cool as Bahamut is, he's not the right play here, I would think.
I think it... Well, he doesn't have much of a choice. Genesis Dragon goes in at 2-3, and that's lethal
The 5-1.
the next turn.
Oh, that is true.
If he doesn't want to get lethaled, he would have to play Bahamut and hope that he doesn't have anything else here. The other thing here too is that doesn't help much of anything, and Lightning Blast would either get rid of the 5-1 or the amulet, and even then that's still 7, 8, 9, 10 damage if he decides to Lightning Blast.
Oh, he does choose to drop the Bahamut, and I think you were right. The Bahamut is the best way to reduce the most damage, although it still leaves 6 damage up on the board. Oh my, is that lethal?
No.
It's very close. I imagine you could have 12 play points in one
This
turn.
is only 9
That's
damage to phase. Oh, this is lethal. Oh yeah. Pinion
This is
Prayer.
lethal
Yep.
setup. Oh, it is lethal.
With Pinion Prayer, that allows him. For some reason, that didn't cross my mind. Is that a Pinion Prayer?
What? This victory is a
It's one of those
testament
things.
to your strength.
I kept thinking he had to remove the Bahamut. I'm like, he has to play Dance of Death here, right? But no, he didn't.
Yeah.
And looks like that's a victory for.
Well, Dance of
what
Death
team is that again?
wasn't it, but the Pinion Prayer was the one that gives him the 2 damage. So that top deck on that hand too was pretty good. So Suck God is gone, and the world
Yep.
takes in the first points.
All right. Congratulations to them.
Alright, now we're moving on to the second round of the same team. We have the world's team going first. Then
Alright.
VS or Voidless Summoner choosing out their second one. So, in the meanwhile, while we're waiting for our match, if you guys notice, this is no longer my main account. So,
Look at that deck.
I know.
Look
right?
at that deck.
It's beautiful. I just got
Incredible.
it from just the basic setups, you know. And now we get to open all of these packs all at once.
No.
Oh man, look at those pack
Okay.
openings.
How many legendaries do you think we're gonna get?
I don't know. I don't know what kind of pack openings we'll be getting. There's so many.
Oh man, I'm excited.
So first off,
How-
we'll do the standard pack.
All
Just
right.
pick up 10. Let's see if today's is pretty lucky.
See if today's a lucky day.
Maybe. I'm so nervous. Hold my hands.
I am.
Ew. Your hand's bad luck. Get away.
That's pretty. The cloud cores especially.
Dang it. Where's my luck?
Surprisingly enough,
Where's my legendaries? Where's my gold?
I
All I
like
get
the
is
anime
bronze.
kaleidoscopic glow though.
Eh,
That's a pretty kaleido glow.
nothing. Wow. This is like the worst pack opening in my entire
We still have
Shadowverse
5.
career.
Ooh, Themis! And Lesser Mummy.
Alright, this looks like a Haven class deck, boys.
Okay. Bloodwolf is a card that's usable.
Oh my gosh. Is it?
No legendaries. 8 packs. Hey! Ooh!
Animated
Do you look at
Laura.
that? Can you click on that one? Let's look at that closely. Damn, is that pretty?
Animated lore.
Damn, is that pretty?
Looks like this is now a Vengeance Blood deck.
Ooh!
Okay, that's a little bit
2
better.
golds! Look at that animated for. Oh man. Really cool.
Rockguard. Looking
No
pretty
legendary
hot
though.
there.
Oh.
So, overall, my list seems pretty garbage. Except for 2 animated ones.
Golds.
Not even a single legendary. How am I supposed to make
That's
a tier
true.
1 deck out of this?
You could make aggro blood, but you didn't even get much of those cards.
No, I can't even make a Vengeance Blood.
Vania here. Make some bat blood. Unfortunate. This is 10 packs no legendary so far.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 1 in 10, but we're not seeing any legendaries.
I thought it was 1
Spirit
in 8
Cycle
actually.
is no longer used. It's pretty useful.
It was rarely used in the first place, to be honest. He's Calaria.
DE, it was
It's a
pretty
good card.
useful. Neptune.
Look at
Why am I getting all these animated golds?
Yeah, look at all those enemy golds. They're very cool looking. I will give it that. But I'd really rather have a legendary right about now.
That would be nice. I mean, we're just getting golds. We are. Yeah. It's like we're pooping out gold out of our asses. It's raining gold.
I can't.
Hallelujah.
I can't even right now.
It's raining.
Oh god, that's great. How many is that now?
I don't know, but I need a new co-caster. You're terrible luck right now, my friend. That is single
Pardon me.
legendary.
It's not my luck, it's your luck. I'll have you know
No,
I
good
recently
sir.
opened the 2
No,
legendary
good sir.
next game.
So overall, lots of gold, no legendaries. Feels bad.
20 packs. 20 packs.
0 in 20. I want to go back to my account and watch. If I go back to my account and open my packs, I would have like 3 legendaries in one pool. I'm calling it. Calling it.
Calling it.
Yep.
Oh man, I still need to open a Gawain from the Tempest of the Gods. I'm looking for the Gawain emblem right now. Legendary emblem I'm missing. Are you looking for anything in particular from your packs?
Not really. Not from this. Not from this garbage.
I meant from your main account.
My main account? Nothing. I own everything.
Emblems?
I own everything.
Alright, alright.
Alright, so we have Evil Dark versus Symphonis, which is the second player from Team Voidless Summoner. And they need to take a win out of this in order to keep going.
This here, I believe they are out of the running.
Sorry?
If they lose here, are they out of the running? Okay.
So now we're going to
So
go
what kind of
ahead
magic do you
and
expect to
switch the scores around so that people can understand what's going on here. We have the world winning at 1 point so far because Evil Dark is still in there. Then Symphonis is the next one. Their class is pretty similar. Both Shadow once again being banned.
Fair.
So we can expect a 4 Haven going first, actually this time Forest, versus Symphonis's Blood and Haven this lineup.
So both sides pulling out Haven. I believe we saw that the word was Storm Haven and bless you.
Yep, sorry.
Wolf Bolt Forest.
Yep. The world though. Oh, I almost got it. I thought I guessed it right.
Time for me to prove myself.
I was happy.
Close enough.
Despair all you know?
That's all that matters, right? Okay, so it looks like that is going to be an Aegis Haven.
With
Pretty
Bahamut's.
heavy control card. Pretty heavy control deck.
Yeah, especially anytime that you see a Bahamut with an Aegis too as well. It might be of a 1 of or 2 of.
Bahamut doesn't really synergize well with the Test of Strength that we just saw that was mulliganed, but it does synergize well with Aegis in general because it's basically another board clear. The World's Hand is pretty solid so far. Fairy Circle is both a turn 1 and a turn 2 play.
Yeah, but we have to hope that he draws into his third Good card.
Yeah, because Roach and Nature's Guidance are not meant to be played until like lethal or mid-game area. Do we see who's going first? I don't quite remember who's going first right now.
I know quite. No, a Haven
So
player's
Sacred
going
Please. Yeah, the Sacred Please is gonna be great going first. Grimmy on 3, or Prison Priest on 3, it's pretty strong.
You know, with this meta being a little bit slower, I think it's fine to add Bahamut into Aegis now.
Hey, let's
And
play.
we just saw it. Wow, he just threw into an Ancient Elf.
That is going to be incredible.
He has a really strong curve at the moment, 3 and then the 4 Elven Princess Mage. With 2-0 with Rhinoceroses in hand. It's pretty much set for life.
Going second means that after he plays the Ancient Elf, he can also evolve the Elven Princess Mage and push past whatever's on board to let the Ancient Elf hit face.
Might actually get to see a Tesla Strength on early.
Tesla Strength usually isn't very good early on, but
No, but if he
He
wants
would
to
make-
protect his face for 4 damage,
I am the mad
I mean, Grimnir's alright.
Grimnir really does the same. Well, it does similar
the
because the
same thing.
Tesla Strength would have only hit the Prison Priest.
But the thing is, he can still go 4 to face. And that's still, like, a 4 or 5 right here.
Guide me, Elder Tree.
It doesn't look like the Haven has drawn a Cudgel yet. A Cudgel would have been great. Would be great coming up. Ancient Lion Spirit doesn't do half as well right now.
Hey, let's
Both 0-cost fairies, despite having 2 roaches in hand.
Okay, it's just a fake,
You're done for.
that actually gives him a full clear here.
So he does get a full board clue down, and leaves a full 1-up on the board.
Life's fate is
He is quite low though, and
Such negative
having
magic.
Angel and Unicorn in his hand, so he does have healing. A little weak, despite that really strong start. Crystalia Aaron can come out in turn 6 though, which is very strong, but turn 5, I mean, not many options here. And not many good ones if he wants to take out that 4-1.
Mm-hmm.
May just leave it up. I don't think health particularly matters on the Forcecraft side right now. They just care about hitting face. Plus that Crystalia Aaron would save him anyways.
I wouldn't say it's necessarily true.
Oh?
It depends on the situation. Some players just wait for a certain turn to OTK them. I think that's what he's planning on doing. Playing his cards out slow. He's planning on just getting the Aaron out the next turn. His opponent plays rather slow, so at the moment he should be safe, but I would say this is now concerning, seeing how there's gonna be 2 dog coming out.
Boards are very
Also-
good against
Also,
Gotta see me dance.
probably going to evolve the Unica? Oh, no evolves either.
he doesn't need to. Especially when
That
he
is
has
true.
all these, and he's behind an Evo, so this is actually really strong play. But here we might actually either get to see... The thing with Crystalia Lily is that it gets rid of one and gets rid of a second one, but you still have to... You won't be able to kill the Unicorn Cancer. Only these 3 costs? No.
He could choose to kill the Unica as opposed to the Ancient Lion Spirit.
Yeah, but that's 4 to the face. I don't think he can afford that. Yes, HP is a resource, but sometimes... I think you're right. Killing
Well,
the
Haven
Unica
doesn't
and
have
taking
binding
in 4
bonus.
damage to the face is fine, as long as you manage to Evo out the Elven Princess Mage. Get the 0-cost fairies, and then start doing an OTK hit.
The forest is crying for
Yeah.
help.
Oh, he might be going for that play. Yeah, I was actually surprised that he didn't play the Crystalia Lily last turn along with the 2 fairies.
Guide me, Elder Tree.
So it looks like he's going to leave one of the dogs up.
Thing is, this is a lot of damage to face.
Yeah, but Haven doesn't really have much burst, so can they? Are they really going to? Oh,
No.
that
Like
lion.
this. Okay, he
Judge.
did not see the ancient lion spirit that would have cleared out everything here.
I mean, he can clear out by trades anyways, especially if he evolves the judge.
If he decides.
And the judge allows him to draw.
Yeah, if he decides not to, you.
Yeah. I think the Haven play is pretty good right now, mainly because he didn't Evo. That's fair too. Mainly because Haven doesn't have Boast, so it's not like he's going to like push if it gets low.
Ends here. Get out of my sight.
That dog single-handedly destroyed this forest player.
No more wars left, but Test of Strength can come out this turn. And although there's no Aegis to use with it, it's definitely going to... Oh, he...
No, this is still better. I like this play. It allows him to push for 7, putting more pressure against the forest.
Do you think he's going to play Test of Strength or one of the other 3 drops?
I don't think he...
Oh, come on!
I don't see a reason to. Yeah, Prison Priestess pull something.
Sacred Plea.
There isn't really a reason. He's ahead. Usually when you want to play Test of Strength is for defensive mechanics or prepare for ages on normal circumstances.
That's true, but he does know that cost fairies in hand, and those 2 fairies with roaches and bounces could have been lethal from 16. Could they not have been?
Yes, they could have, but and that's why he guessed it out. Like, you know what? He doesn't have major guidances. I know you have 2 0-cost fairies. You haven't played your roach yet, so you know what? I feel safe.
Yeah. I mean, he might have died if there had been like 1 or 2 bounces by the last. Thankfully for him, there are no bounces.
You're
Okay, so he does choose to evolve the Aaron. Probably going to take out that lion that's been a pain in the side. That lion got in for like 8 damage, right? Oh, not the lion. Grip Show is going to be... So, that lion has gotten in for 12 damage now this game. That's a lot of damage. Okay, the Test of Strength does
So
come out now.
now he's prepared for the roach. Who needs roach when you have Will of the Forest?
Mm-hmm.
And it's also a little bit unfortunate that he drew into both of his Silver Bolt. So if he draws into his White Wolf, he could probably get his Princess Queen out instead, and he'll whatever shadow he'll get by that time.
Well, he's Silverbolt because Haven has no boost except for Moon, but I'm pretty sure that Aegis deck doesn't run Moon. He could play Silverbolt this turn and Silverbolt next turn, but unfortunately that would be just one-off lethal. Although he could do a Roach combo. Can he do Roach combo for more than 9 this turn?
No.
Stop a Silverbolt from doing 9 next turn. It's still not working.
Will of the Forest has to be. Then he's going to have to actually play out both of his fairies and put in both the roach to go phase. After that, we might actually end up seeing Bahamut coming in, and then he'll have to have lethal by that time.
Yeah. The Crystalia Lily could have hit Bahamut, but he played it a while ago, so he can't really do anything with that Lily around.
Right.
Let's play.
Okay, so he is going to go for the Roach to face.
Hey, let's play.
9 damage, actually. But the Silver Bolts only do, like, what, 4 now next turn?
Yep.
No! Stop!
The Bahamut drop will also draw 2 cards, amusingly enough. And that is 2 of the Roaches, 2 of the 3 Roaches that are in that deck. So, I feel like, despite his low health, he potentially feels pretty safe.
Ooh. The dragon?
The Haven.
The Haven? Really? But this is actually pretty okay-ish, but not enough, unfortunately.
Not GG yet, because 1400 Fina plus the 2 fairies from the circle will block Bahamut from killing, and the Black Inscription only gets rid of one of them. I'm not sure if that deck runs Tribunals, but if he Prison Priestess into a Tribunal, and then also Black Inscripture's a fairy.
Beautiful, powerful, and
Man,
cute
look
to
at those Silver Bowl. Aren't they so useful? So amazing.
Oh, and there's a Tribunal.
No, that's actually game right there. What a god top deck, dude. Wow.
He could have drawn it from the Prison Priestess.
You're strong.
I was just saying,
No,
right?
he didn't draw it. He didn't draw it from the Prison Priest. That's still a good.
The extra
That's still a good top though.
That is a great top deck. If he hadn't drawn that, may have been one more turn.
Well, with the Prison Priestess, that's 7. You know, that's 10 full in total if you manage to draw that out to win. So either of those plays were pretty good. But why do all that work and effort?
When you can just top deck?
The Symphonist this time taking this win.
Taking the
So-
lead?
Taking the lead, yep.
Okay, so the next on Symphonist set, I believe you said it was going to be Blood?
Yep.
Okay, what do you think the world's gonna bring?
So Evil Dark will probably more likely to keep with his Haven. It gives him more sustainability versus Blood, and I don't think Vengeance Blood do well against that class. Force
Actually,
Force does well against it too, but it actually depends on if Blood can manage to pull out all of their wards in time before the Roach leads.
Yeah. I feel like Forest is the better matchup because Haven. The issue with Haven is although they can like heal and like deal with big crowded boards, Blood just has too much tempo and burst damage for it. Right? They just drop like Air Jammer into Dark General, and like they just nuke Haven's face before it can really do anything.
Right.
That's how it usually feels, anyways, from playing the Haven side of that. And yes, I am a filthy Haven player. I do sometimes play Aegis Haven.
Why play that? Be a real man and play Seraph.
Seraph is actually pretty good right now. It may even be better than Aegis. I don't like Seraph because I'm not smart enough to hold the countdowns and count that all down right. I prefer to just hit face with like 8 damage, man. Do pretty well versus Vengeance Blood, assuming they hold and like have the Roach combo early enough to nuke Vengeance down from like 10 damage.
Right.
Because like pretty mediocre. It's not necessarily a weak deck because they still have like pretty strong followers. It is a lot weaker. Oh, what happened?
I think he's where did he go?
You seem to be breaking up.
I'm alright. It's just that they're apparently remaking it.
I'll take it.
No Evil Dark, you need to host. Sorry guys, some weird complication that the player decided to do outside of that.
Hope you guys are enjoying the stream though.
Yeah. So the thing with this team tournament is that we allow backseating. So I think the other team isn't doing like the Steam portion where they can view their friends' hands and all that stuff. So they're trying to have people to spectate and be able to go in stuff. But that doesn't work because you have to be friends with the host. So yeah.
That's can't really screen share it, and like trying to do it on the phone and like sharing those with friends is going to be difficult.
Yeah, it's either that or through Skype, so.
Yeah, but these games have been pretty interesting so far.
Sorry?
I definitely did not expect to see an early game test of strength come down. And I definitely did not expect to see Bahamut be the winning play in an Aegis Haven deck.
Right. Alright,
I'm
so
in
we
the
so we
war.
actually got the room.
Okay, we got the room. Let's do this. Okay, so we're guessing blood versus forest. We are.
Yep.
All right.
Still waiting
Let's see
on
if we can
that.
get it right this time. All right. So what does that say? Is that Chinese?
That's yeah, it's Mandarin traditional.
It looks traditional. I'm not sure about the first word. The last three are not. I did take Chinese for 3 years in college. I'm just still not very good at reading it.
Nobody ever, not even the smartest. Well, actually, maybe the smartest man in China, but it's just a lot of characters.
Yeah. I mean, these aren't actually that difficult of characters. I'm just bad at Chinese. I think the last three read Golden City though.
I'm sorry.
I think the last three words in that name reads Golden City. I can't be sure though.
I just know that his name is Evil Dark, which is the streamer for Shadowverse. He's also he used to main in Hearthstone. So
like a pretty top tier deck right now. I assume he's units, but not like just aggro or something like that. Like it got surprisingly good after the shadow. It always did do well against theoretically Avengers, but always did do well against Dragon because just like Haven, Dragon can't really out heal the burst damage or deal with the tempo.
yeah, that's why it's a preferred counter versus Dragon was, but it's kind of different now. I think it still wins, but I think Ramp, Storm, Dragon still has a pretty good chance against it. Especially if they're low enough or accidentally gotten themselves less than 7 HP, Forte can just come in and kill them if they don't have a ward up in time.
Or even Zeus. I do believe a lot of Ramp Dragons run Wrath Drake nowadays, which can also get rid of the air jammers sometimes. Not reliably, but sometimes.
Right.
Is fighting and despair all
And
you
I should have
know?
bet on Blood versus Haven.
Prepare for defeat.
To Stormhaven again. And Stormhaven does have a surprising amount of burst damage around turns 5, which is exactly where Blood tends to put himself in Vengeance. What is theoretically the high roll, right? Blood Wolf into Devil of Vengeance into Belphegor? Like, can you get stronger than that?
I think this is actually a really good hand, and he should definitely keep this. Especially versus against Haven. Like, this is really strong right now.
Yeah.
So
Against Control Havens, that would basically nuke their face in.
Yep.
Against Stormhaven, may not be that good of an idea. But we'll see soon enough. I mean, he didn't have an amulet to really use it with, but Beast Call Aria in the Hollow Dogma was a very strong play. So I assume he's going to go Blood Wolf here. Yeah, makes sense.
Aside from obvious play, his lineup is just exactly 3 for Devil Vengeance into Buffalo. It doesn't matter like what he has, he's just gonna go all in face.
Is definitely going to hurt the Haven a little bit. I think the solution for Haven right now is actually to try and outrace, but the race doesn't start until turn 4.
Just
Because any damage before turn 4 is just going to be mitigated by Belphegor.
Yeah, like no matter what, it's going to be 10.
This is interesting though. Actually, a pretty dangerous play right here. Because it does put 2/2/2s on the board next turn. Okay, but he did go for Luriel, which may not be the best play just because putting that on the board now means next turn.
No, this is still good. I can see now he just need to get an air jammer out. If he manages to draw that next turn, he's gonna be in a pretty good position.
Yeah, with Air Jammer out.
finally a break.
Stop!
So
But right now, surprisingly,
you can
he's
still
not
clear this
actually in a
though.
good position.
You can still clear this though.
Yeah,
With the Dance of Death.
Belphegor.
Or he can Hollow Dogma to get even more tempo play.
Oh,
Right.
sweet Jesus.
Yep.
This is going to be strong.
The thing is, he would have to trade into both of his Falcons and
Does not have any of the Diabolic Drains, which is really the only source of healing. Unless they somehow run Alucard. But like, they're losing in tempo.
Well, here's the thing. If he he could. I don't think it'd be worth it to put in 6 damage here. Either so, he has to trade like,
Oh yeah, he does, for sure.
because that's lethal on the hand if he doesn't.
But that Beast Call does set up for a great Winged Sentinel next turn.
What have I
He
become?
may not even choose to kill the Belphegor. Yeah, he didn't choose to kill the Belphegor, which
Okay.
is fine because I don't think Blood can do 8 damage on turn 5.
Well, this is hold on. This is 6. Oh, that's lethal.
I am the mad
He didn't do it.
He missed lethal.
Missed it. You could have just played Dark General. That's 6. That's 12, and then Razor Claw to finish him off.
He had 5 PP.
Weakness.
Oh, he has 5 PP. I miscalculated by 1. Oh, could have played Dark
And-
General.
Is uncontrollable.
This looks like it's going to be reverse lethal? I mean, the Haven looks like it wins. Because the, no, they're 1 off.
Yeah, this is 1 off.
I don't think there's any way they could leave. I don't think there's any way they could have.
If he attacks here, then goes in for putting him at 1, which means that our blood friend here doesn't have anything to get rid of this board without killing himself.
Yeah, so that sudden Haven burst from like turn 5 on. Ooh, air down. But unfortunately, Dance of Death gets right past any wards he might put down.
I think it would have been better if he had air jammered the previous turn. So it was kind of strange that he didn't go that route.
He didn't have air jam, he just drew it.
I seem to have.
He drew it this turn?
Yes, he did.
Oh, right.
Yes. Tension there? Excelsior, are you alright there?
I'm apparently dying in the inside.
Aren't we all though?
A little bit. So now the scores is tied. So we'll be saying Force versus
Blood.
Blood.
Which is supposedly favored for Force, assuming they keep their hand.
So the important cards is that we need to look out for is Air Jammer with
Time for me to prove
the
myself.
1/4 board
Prepare
imp.
for defeat.
Yeah, and
Spider.
I believe they know that this is a wolf bolt forest
Yeah.
that has, of course, the roach combo, which means they can't actually attempt to grind it out because it'll just bolt through face. What? Did he just keep?
Yeah, I can understand why he wanted to keep the spiderweb imp. I'm not so sure about the razor claw though.
What? The forest hand did the forest mulligan anything? Did I miss
Yeah,
that?
it did.
For now.
He did. He changed out 2 cards.
Okay, because I was like, did he keep White Wolf and Aaron in his opening hand?
Kalista, gimme!
Mulligan for some reason.
He changed.
Oh, but that's 2 roaches in hand.
Yep.
Unfortunately for the blood, they don't have. Oh, they do have
So-
a vendor's activation.
So one of the things with this blood is that one thing you want to avoid having is more than 1 spiderweb imp in your hand. Apparently he has all 3, so Air Jammer can only either pull Urius or the Blood Wolf.
But those spiderweb imps will kind of help against the roaches, although maybe not so much.
Right.
Do you think the blood is going to play Belphegor turn 4? Do you think they're going to play Belphegor?
Yeah, most likely.
Okay. Because in all honesty, sometimes it's not the right move.
Right.
I can't imagine what else they would do, though.
Hey, let's play! Oh, come on!
That Urius is going to put in work. It's already done 3 damage to face. No doubt it's going to do some more before the game is up.
Yeah, that's the thing with the Urias too. It's like when you have like a lot of wards coming
I
in,
want it. It's like gold to me.
there isn't a whole lot. Ooh, he picks up a Diabolic Drain. That's gonna help a lot too. He has like all the arsenal to defend his face right now.
Yes.
He just needs an Air Jammer.
And he has Razor and Blood Wolf in case he wants to put himself back in Vengeance after the Diabolic Drain. In fact, he possibly has lethal next turn if none of his board is cleared. Obviously his board is going to get cleared, but that Belphegor stays alive.
Come on!
Ah, this doesn't feel good at all.
That's 7 damage already on the board, 9 with an evolution.
That Spiderweb imp just single-handedly
Up so much damage. Is that lethal?
defended, soaked up so much damage potentially.
5, 5, 11.
It's like gold.
I guess it wasn't lethal. 12, 13, 14. No, he was 1 off lethal though. As you call, he was 1 off lethal. That turn.
With what though?
Who?
With what?
Running away is
Last turn.
Come on!
Are you talking about Blood Wolf with Razor Claw?
Yes.
Or Double Blood Wolf?
No, only Blood Wolf Razor Claw would have put him 1 off lethal. Double Blood Wolf would have been 2 off.
Okay. Well, our friend here is not having a good time. It's like trying to, He's gonna have to Aaron here.
Your enemy
Yeah, he's gonna have to Aaron. He's gonna have to evolve that.
Do you want to Aaron kill the 4-4 or the 6-4
See,
here?
that is a 2.
out of my sight.
Now?
I think he'll have to go with the 6-4.
Give it to me again.
So, I believe Air Jammer is guaranteed to pull a Blood Wolf and a Urius now because he's played everything else. He's had everything else.
Well, I
Left
would
in his
save
deck.
Dark Air Jammer and wait for turn 7 for this, but I guess he's
No,
gonna play it
because the Blood
immediately.
Wolf changes to the Aaron right now. Oh, he only pulled out 1 Urius.
The power.
Well, it's not. It's because he's not in Vengeance.
Yes, you're right.
Stop!
So that's the only thing he can pull at the moment. He also managed to pull out 3 Blood Wolves, so the only thing he can pull is the Urius, and that's this last Urius. He has drawn all of his 2 cards, so now Dark Air Jammer is pretty much useless when drawn.
Missing 1 Blood Wolf.
At the beginning, but he has 2 in his hand. So, and we've seen 3 Urius already, and 3 Spider Imp. So he has all the 2 cards in his hand right now.
Oh, that was he pulled a Lily with that Goblin Mage though. I was wondering if we could see reverse lethal here. Can we still? If he had drawn a lethal, I believe. Let's see. 1, 2, so 3, 4, and 5. Oh, it would have been 1 off lethal. Unfortunately, this. Some hand right there.
I feel slucky.
Oh, come on!
That is a lot of damage. They're running Demon Commander Lore too, of all things. I guess for more boost.
Oh, come on!
Oh, the extra
And that is
BM?
BM.
Okay.
You're strong.
At least he didn't evolve something, right? That would have been more BM.
So Evil Dark is out of the game. Giving him
Right.
the 2. It says the score was 1-1 earlier.
Hmm?
So Voidless Summoner is at 1 at the moment. So the team score is the World at 1 and Voidless Summoner at 1. Now, to determine the team that won completely is 3. So we are on to the next match between the other 2.
Alright. So, which 2 are these?
Well, it'll be a match between VSEO versus Evil Dark. So, one of the players we don't know yet. It's either Yufa or Sharpedo, which will be coming in next. Symphonist is still in there, so we'll be seeing him. So Symphonist already made the room already.
Okay. How convenient and efficient.
Alright, that looks like Yufa is in here.
I can actually kind of read that. I know that second word is far.
Well,
I didn't know the
mean,
first word is you, so thank you for that.
well,
What matchups do we expect to see here? Both of them are using Shadowcraft Flares. But I assume Shadowcraft's gonna get banned.
see what the 3 classes. It'll be Shadow Dragon and Runecraft actually. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I was a little bit sick over the last few days.
Oh,
Had a bit
I
of
see.
cough, but
I was gonna say, you have asthma?
thank goodness no.
I used to when I was good.
Yeah, I had a few friends who had asthma.
Those were not good times.
I can imagine. Yeah. Actually, I remember when I was very young, about in elementary school, one of my friends had asthma and she said laughing triggered it, so we tried to make her laugh as hard as possible.
What? Why?
Haha, I don't know.
Alright, so Symphonist Bishop got banned
Oh,
this time, which means we actually get to see the Shadow coming out. With his blood? So his Haven is gone. Then we have Rune, Shadow, and Dragon.
I'm interested. I'm really interested in seeing that rune come out. Wondering kind of, I mean, I assume it's probably going to be Dario or like Tempo Runecraft, as people usually call it these days. Just because tends to be the stronger, more common deck on the ladder right now.
So Rune is also banned. So
What?
both shadows are out, so we'll be seeing Shadow and Dragon coming out.
Versus Shadow and Dragon again, is it?
Yeah, Shadow, Dragon. Both shadows are out, and both the Dragon and Blood. So I feel like the win should go to Symphonis, mainly because his Blood can actually win against this Dragon, if he can manage to win with his Shadow first in this mirror match. And the mirror match is most likely going to be happening, determine who will win.
That's really interesting. I'm surprised that the shadows were surviving on both sides.
Yep.
Pathdrake, it's actually not very bad against Shadow. Let's see. Not good against Shadow, and I don't really think there's anything he can play that makes it much better versus Shadow. They do run Hungering Horde sometimes, and they can run Hungering Horde rather, but that doesn't really patch up the Shadow matchup as well as one might like.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else? And then Shadow versus Shadow is going to definitely be a Clown Fiesta. I'm really looking forward to that when it comes up. Assuming it comes up.
Just letting you guys know, our stream might be ending quite shortly today, mainly because of the side games we gave out the wrong, well, I wouldn't say the wrong information, though they thought it was Pacific time. So they set it up for specific time for the client, and it ends a little bit early when it's supposed to end at 8 o'clock today. So we will be pretty much ending this at 5 p.m. Eastern time. Hopefully there'll be a second portion for tomorrow. We'll be seeing a match between hopefully the finals. I don't think we would have enough time for round 2, to be honest. So
Yeah. Well, if it makes you feel any better, I'm on Pacific time right now, and it's lunchtime, and I'm still here. Anyways, okay, so it is Shadow versus Shadow. Let the Clown Fiesta begin.
yeah. So like I said, so their matchup and lineup right now is that it needs to be done with Shadow, and whoever wins out here has the advantage of winning the counter phase, which is the second round of this match.
So it looks like it's going to be a more aggressive Shadow deck versus a more, like, maybe a Ledger deck even? Okay, that's Skull Beast. That's definitely not a Ledger deck. But the Necro Assassin is interesting.
So
Do you think?
it's more of mid-range, both sides. But
That's a Ledger.
though.
That's a Ledger. And that's a 1400 Phenom. What is going on here?
So we have a Ledger Neptus versus mid-range Shadow, and statistically, Nep deck usually outright wins versus Shadow 60 to 40.
But that mid Shadow start is very strong so far. The Unica slows it down a bit, but doesn't stop it. And oh, the Attendant of the Night into Necro Assassin is going to be pretty strong if that's what he plays.
Yep.
Ledger is really good going first. Going second is actually not as good because you don't get something to evolve off of if you had nothing on the board already.
So this is actually a pretty good start for I gotta swap for Voidless Summoner, who is currently at the bottom right now.
And I was wondering if Yufal wanted to play that Grimnir or not, because the Grimnir actually would trigger the Attendant of the Night if he didn't have another trigger. But he did have another trigger in both Necro Assassin and in Soul Conversion, so it didn't particularly matter. And like right now, Ledger is a really bad play. It's like a complete tempo loss, and he takes like what, at least 8 damage to face if he plays it. Well, not at least, but he can potentially take 8 damage to face if he plays Ledger. But Phantom Howl is not very good right now, and Grimnir Evolve does save a little bit. But
I am the Mad Cyclone.
You definitely want to play something here. Does Ledger not with this kind of board you would want to play, because first off you get a 4/4, but you don't actually get to trade out one of them, so it's a little bit unsafe to play.
oh my god, that is Orthrus.
Yeah, and This mid-range is...
Devastating.
Now, notice that I said it was 60-40. This is the reason why the 40% would win. When you curve out strong, and this far ahead, Ledger can't really do anything here.
Yeah.
And it's kind of weird too, because most Ledger decks, they don't run Ector either, so this is...
Like, yeah, they want to pull the Ecto with Ledger. Most of the time in like control-oriented decks like Ledger, well, I guess that's a more aggressive Ledger deck. It's a mid-range Ledger deck. But in most control-oriented decks, you want to go second because the extra evolution can really come in handy. But Ledger does want to go first because playing Ledger going first is actually probably one of the strongest plays.
Going second playing the Ledger doesn't feel too good either, and it's gonna be remaining dead in his hand for like a couple of turns.
Considering how this is going. Like, Zombie Party Necro Assassin gets rid of that entire board, if that's what he wants to do.
Oh man, this Symphonist might be
This is scary.
Yeah, he's having all the best cards in the world right now.
This is terrifying.
He hasn't even
I saw
evoed
this
too.
on
It's turn 6 already. He hasn't evoed. He can simply go face for 1, use Necro Assassin to kill off possibly a 50-50 to kill the 5-3, evo one of these two. Okay, never mind, just gonna go off. Oh, wait.
What?
Okay.
This is an interesting play. Wow!
Oh.
That is the most tempo loss I've ever seen.
Yes, that was not the kind of play that you wanted to go.
The only more tempo loss play I could have seen is if he like
soul conversion it.
That is so interesting.
That
I mean,
so now he doesn't have a board. I mean, I guess he can refill it with a zombie party, but because of that play, he's allowing his opponent to play the Death Ledger.
Yeah.
Which you don't want.
So he gets zombie party out now, right? But his opponent can just play Yakta next turn.
And now he's going to have to use an Evo here.
Like, if he does use an Evo, that Yakta is actually just gonna like devastate as well.
He's pretty conservative with his Evo points right now, which is not unheard of, but I'm not entirely sure if that situation was the correct call here.
No, yeah, it's interesting. He's not losing still.
Yes, but he's gonna get look at this hand and then look back at this hand.
Yeah.
Now, look at that
like,
shadow and then look at this. Well, actually, he has the better shadow, but still, it doesn't matter when this board versus this board, the opponent's board, like, oh man.
Keep in mind that the opponent is very low right now, though, and that Death Breath is going.
Sure. Make mistakes, never punished.
Again, it wasn't necessarily a mistake. Anyways, that zombie that remained on the board actually got warred as well, which is pretty funny.
But this dude was punished for that play though. Never punished. No justice.
Yakta is now going to get 4 zombies, and because of the way this works out, 2 of the zombies are going to remain on the board.
Oh well, the bright side of it, at least he can play the Demon Lord Ector the next turn. No. Next turn, Demon Lord Ector is going to come out. These 2 zombies will trade into the 2 1 health zombies. 2 of them trade in, and then 2 zombies will still be left. Along with a 5-6, of course. Oh, and there's another Yakta! So, like, Yakta into Yakta may actually be, like, lethal even? Anyways. Like, 8 health is pretty safe from any sort of reach Shadow may have from an empty board. I don't think there's any easy way for Shadow to, okay. I mean, I guess this is fine.
Yeah, I mean, 2 of the zombies were going to die anyway. The Goblin just saves 3 shadows and actually gives 1 more.
Yeah.
That's turn. Was it turn 6? It was.
Never! Oh my god,
Well,
dude.
well, let's not be so sure yet because the other Demon Lord Reactor is still alive. And, the other person has another Demon Lord Reactor in hand.
Yeah, but still, this is like... this is pretty much a clown fiesta at this point.
Yes, I told you. So now we just have to see how much it's going to be.
Clown fiesta upon clown fiesta. Right side of this is that our friend here, the world, has a pretty good hand.
Yeah, has a very good hand still. Unfortunately, he only gets 3 zombies, not 4 of them.
Yep.
4 zombies would have been a lot better, but...
Oh my god. Okay.
Speaking of top-decking reactors, holy crap!
Okay. Hey, if you can ector, I can ector back. Teehee.
That's... And right when he needed him to, which is great for him, don't get me wrong. Do keep in mind that these multiple reactors are making that Phantom Howl worse and worse, though. And... Wait. He drew all 3 reactors, right? Doesn't that mean... anymore?
It's like, alright, so he needs to play the Coco and the Mimi to get rid of the Ector. Oh, he
But he
decides to
didn't.
pass it. So we're gonna expect yet another
Is
Demon
that
Lord.
Sector?
Yes, that's a sector. This is some spicy
Yeah.
deck right here.
Like, because you don't want Ledger to be pulling, like, non-Shadow... Well, okay, Ledger pulls only Shadow 2 drops. Okay, so you do
No,
have to
he
run
can,
only neutral.
no, he can pull Mordecai. Ledger can pull
He
another
can-
Mordecai if you use.
Well,
all
no,
of
so
the-
sorry. Ledger only pulls Shadowcraft followers. So when you run 2 drops, you have to run neutral followers because the only 2-drop Shadowcraft follower that you might want to pull is Lotion Corpse, and it's not that good.
Yeah.
So you don't tend to run it.
Let the people rejoice.
He just played Sector. Oh my god. Is he gonna play Yaku to follow? Oh, right, he will.
I like this play.
I'm not sure that was... Well, it was a good play.
It's a great play. What are you talking about? He gets to put in 11 damage to face.
No, he's going to trade into the skeletons, I think, because he doesn't want one of the either the Coco or the Mimi to get.
Nah,
He doesn't want the
he
Coco
should have
Mimi
went
to
face
get.
for 11. Put up more pressure. Please.
That that's not a bad play. And wow, this hand is bad.
Yeah.
Like, taking pressure so easily. Oh my god, that zombie party. Oh my sweet. Or the Death's Breath, or just wow. All 3 reactors on the other person's side, which means he doesn't really have much in the way of like burst damage from board now. Sure, Phantom Howl is technically burst damage, but not like reactor burst damage. You know what I mean? Wow, this game has been disgusting. And that Ledger has been in hand since the opening of the game. Mordecai came pretty early on, too. If he had a chance to drop that Mordecai, it may have been all over. Looks like he does go for the zombie party play. A zombie party does get perfectly cleared. And that does give him an opportunity to drop more... Why? What are these... What is going on here?
I mean, Death's Breath
haven't
doesn't
bothered.
really do anything much, but I think
I mean, it blocks damage.
blocks damage, but let's see. Yeah, I like that play.
Yeah, that's not a bad play. Death's Breath, I think, would have been an okay play, too. Death's Breath, trade the sector in, and the actors go face would have been
Now,
acceptable, too. I
here's
think.
the thing why I said he should start putting in pressure. Notice how Symphonist has 15, well now 10 shadows, and he still has 2 Hector in his list. So 2 out of 23. So if he's managing to pull, he might actually end up winning this. But the thing is now is we have a Mordecai, which it never dies because Shadow can't
Infinite
get rid of this.
value.
It's infinite value. So I
You know
still
what I
have
wanna see?
hopes for Yufa to win this,
Yeah, definitely. Oh no, definitely hope for you to win
and
this.
he can definitely try to come back from behind, especially since Symphonius made that misplay and losing that tempo play, and he's still trying to catch up from that mistake.
It's like he lost his entire board.
Yeah.
That was just. What I want to see is him playing Ledger next turn into Ledger pulling Mordecai. That's what I want to see. I guess he's debating whether to soul. Oh, he does choose a Soul Convert, which is probably the good play because he really needs the fuel. That Shadow Reaper is dangerous, actually. Ooh, that Shadow Reaper is very, very dangerous. Oh, but that Death Breath, the Death Breath will just block it. Oh no, the Death Breath doesn't. Well, if he Soul Converts his Mordecai and then Death Breaths, that'd be good. Because if he kills those two zombies, that Shadow Reaper becomes a 3/3. With Mimi and Coco, puts him 1 off of lethal. So Yufa is definitely going to want some sort of ward to block damage that Shadow Reaper could be putting in, which he can get, of course. Putting the Mordecai and then dropping the Death's Breath. Does he? He can't have lethal here, unfortunately, because those two warded zombies are definitely blocking his way. One of his Yactors, which loses him damage, but also gains him another place for a ward. And it looks like he does. He Soul Converted the higher health Yactor for some reason, though. Actually, kind of a pretty big misplay because that Mimi can now kill the Yactor.
His head can't be taken.
Oh, is this game? Richie, Excelsior, are you watching this?
Yeah, I'm watching this.
That's game.
That is game. Wow.
That was obscene.
He just drew into a Hector and just.
Oh my god.
Never know justice. See, this is what I mean. If he draws into a Hector, which he
It's
just
over.
did, it's over.
You're right. I think he should have pushed damage earlier.
He didn't pressure, and that was the concern, that if he kept on trading, this was going to happen. And look at that.
Yeah. Shadow really did it, to be honest. The Shadow Reaper into the Yactor was probably the biggest draw. Okay, so that means the Shadow's out of the running. It's what was it? Shadow and Dragon versus Shadow and Blood, right? So now it's gonna be Dragon standing to Shadow and Blood, is it?
The next match is between who did we just see won? The bottom player. So Blood versus Shadow. Oh, Dragon this time. Oh, what? Switch to Dragon.
No, that's
No,
Shadow
that's
versus
Shadow. That's still Shadow. Sorry, I was looking at the icon. I saw Forte. I was like, Dragon? No.
So we saw that was a Ledger Shadow deck, right? Ledger mid-range Shadow deck. Technically speaking, Shadow is well matched up against Blood, even Vengeance Blood, because of the Yactor. I mean, Yactor can just burst him down real easily, right? But Vengeance Blood does do very well in slower decks. He's going to go. Oh, he did trade, which is probably a smart move because if you're planning on turn 4 Belphagoring, you want as much tempo as you can. You want to like save your board as much as you can. Plus, the 2 damage Succubus does to face makes up for the 2 damage that the Blood Wolf didn't do to face.
Nice and slow.
Anyways. I assume Zombie Party is going to come out this turn, or another Grimnir, but it looks like Zombie Party is the one. That's 2 Yactors in hand already.
Yep.
Hmm?
I want it. It's like
It's Belphegor. So Phantom Howl is one of the most valuable cards in this matchup, and you know, there it is.
Shall I grant
So he's
But-
now able to draw 2 cards. And his hand is actually looking Not too great. No. Once again, Air Jammer is an important key card on turn 5. Without that, like, you're grinding at this point.
I'll blow you
Dark General helps though because they can just out aggro you. Dark General 2 Razor Claws, that's like up to 11 damage. That's up to 12 damage in hand actually. Unfortunately, that 12 damage is like kind of a delayed damage every time, but
For now.
like theoretically he has so Blood Wolf, Dark General, 2 Razories, assuming both the Blood Wolf and the he only has 1 evolution left now, so he technically has 16. He technically has lethal in hand, just a very twisted long range lethal.
I am the mad cyclone. Meaningless.
Also, so do you think does Ledger Shadow tend to run Cerberus? Because Cerberus is a very good card, and he does do
Yes, in some lists, yes and no. Some lists they opt out of that and put in something else.
Fina, apparently.
Fina. Yeah. Fina's been getting popular in some of these lists, mainly to pull the 2-drop. And to also get more creatures on board.
because I mean from 10 health Cerberus into Phantom Howl kills. That's just how it works. But without the Cerberus, Phantom Howl only does now without an evolution it only does 5. Only at 10. And when you don't have any diabolic drains, which is a thing. But Urius punishes Phantom Howl pretty bad, and Blood outright. They do have the chance to recover and maybe even out aggro you, which is very dangerous.
Ow!
So is he going to go maybe? Oh, he's putting himself lower without any sign of a And he just chose to go face without evolving. How interesting. Oh, Ledger.
This head can't be
Or
taken.
Reactor right there does perfectly fine. How many shadows did he have? I didn't check. Is that 2 zombies? Probably just 2. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, but Reactor the actor.
but
Oof.
my will abides.
So, oh, it's Air Jammer. Air Jammer and Spiderweb Imp, just in case Air Jammer doesn't pull well. Ooh, and double Urius. Oh my god. The win goes to Yufa here? Let's see, if he evolves the Spiderweb and kills a zombie, the Air Jammer pulls out, the Reactor pulls out 1 zombie, zombie trades into that. Oh no, he is 1 off lethal if
Let us conclude.
think. You still here?
I'm still here. Sorry. Stuff
Oh,
is
no
happening.
problem. Yeah, I assume you're a little bit busy, so I'll just okay, tell me what I guess. So it looks like, I mean, Yufa is 1 off lethal here with that Reactor right there. Unfortunately, 1 off lethal is not lethal, and both Death's Breath and Demon Lord Reactor and Phantom Howl all get punished very, very hard by that double Urius. Like it puts him into lethal range easily because Blood Wolf, Dark General, and Razor Claw end up being like what? That's 9 damage right there.
This head can't be taken.
Shadow typically having a good matchup. That Air Jammer really did turn the tides. Although it may not be over yet. Let's see. So this puts him at 8 health. He has 2 damage left on board. He only needs 6 reach. Nope. This is still lethal on Blood side. So it looks like Vengeance Blood wins this one, and it looks like the victory goes to. Oh god, these team names are just so hard for me to remember. I believe this is.
This is lethal. With the razor claw.
That is
Blood
indeed
Wolf.
lethal.
Yeah.
Victory goes to whose side are we watching this time?
This is Symphonious.
Symphonious.
Yeah. So now the Voidless Summoner, the team, is 2 wins to 1.
Yes. Oh, so is it 3 wins is the win? I thought it was 2 best of 3.
It's last man standing, so they got 1 more player left.
Oh right, of course.
So the
I was just
world, the team, the world has one more player, and his name is Torpedo.
Torpedo, the
Yep.
Pokemon, the rough skin.
Yep. So Sharpedo is running Sword, Haven, and Shadow. So if we're going to see this list for Symphonis, I think it might be better if we see the Shadow being banned here, and have the Royal and Haven to be the list that they will have to play against.
Man, that Shadow game though, that Shadow versus Shadow game.
Yeah, I told you. So the whole team thing, the strategy is if they're banning out the counter deck list, and they're bringing in both the Shadows in, which is currently the strongest cards or strongest deck in the meta right now, then you want to compete it. Usually, there's two ways that's gonna happen. Either the opponent is banking that they're going to play a mid-range, and they're going to play the Nephthys style, which is supposed to counter against that, but what we just saw there, we saw mid-range Shadow still outright winning it. In that scenario, Symphonis had basically just tilted the opponent, and usually Blood versus Shadow doesn't do all too well, because they don't have a lot of ward. So they can just freely go face all they want while they have ward, and they don't have any way to like burst damage them down quick enough, especially since in that game they didn't have rebirth. So that is the general strategy when it comes to mirror matches, or when the team decides to do mirror matches.
I see. So, do we think both? I think both Shadows will probably be at this time. Yes.
Yep.
Naturally, anyway.
So Shadow is banned. It's being called out, and so we're going to see what Symphony is going to be calling out.
See. Games have been pretty
Alright,
interesting
so
far.
Haven has been banned once again. So we have Shadow, and then the matches we'll be seeing is between Sword and Haven.
Sword and Haven versus Shadow and
Blood.
this seems quite favorable for the Shadow and Blood side, to be honest, right? Because Shadow matches are very well. with
I'm
Sword.
actually surprised why they would ban out the Haven list.
Yeah. Maybe they built their deck to counter Shadow and Blood. But Shadow and Blood I mean, even if decks are anti-meta, the meta decks tend to be powerful enough that they can sometimes just trample over it. So I guess we'll see soon enough. So wait, there was supposed to be 6 rounds of this or something? Like there's 6 teams, right?
It's
So
last man standing, so essentially we'll be seeing at least 5 matches in total if it comes close.
okay.
So basically spends about 2 hours.
And this is per matchup, right? Because
This is per
there's
match.
6 different teams, and we'd have to do.
Well, we don't have to do all of them. We'll be seeing the grand finals. So we won't be seeing semis.
Okay. Is this just the intro then? I'm sorry, I haven't really caught up on this.
The intro? Nah, this is just the one match out of the team tournaments that we'll be covering. But
Oh,
the
right.
rest of the matches are ongoing at the moment. And the previous match that we just the other team that was playing, the versus between PES or Purgatory Esports versus Decade, and
Okay.
now we see Lemon, which is also known as Luna. Team Luna is weak versus Gummy is my wife.
Luna is weak.
Somebody's
Man,
into
that hurts my feelings.
somebody's into Gummy, the Vocaloid singer.
Luna is weak. Come on.
It's
So
a joke.
sad.
It's a Korean joke. Inside joke.
I'll have to take it like that. Luna was not the reason I got into Shadowverse, but definitely my main before she became
Technically, the name is true though, because before this expansion came out, the 3 previous expansions, they were the weakest class.
good. That is true. Shadowcraft was considered one of the weaker classes. Aggro Shadow has actually always been okay though, I think.
Just
That's
to
insane.
pump this out, now we know why this is called Shadowverse.
Okay, looks like the game's about to start soon. Sharpedo's in the room. Symphonis is in the room.
Yep. And we will be seeing a match between Voidless Summoners Symphonius versus the World Sharpedo. This is game point match for Team Voidless Summoner. So we will see.
What? Team, was it the World? Can still make it back if they want to. Well enough here. Looks like Sharpedo's really a Shadowcraft player, huh?
Both of these players are.
But that's Shadowcraft in depth. I find that more impressive than Deviant Heart. Because 500 wins is a lot more difficult to come by than level 100, you know? Guess at the first matchup? What do you think it's going to be?
Between
I want to
these two?
say versus. What do you think?
Probably Sword versus Shadow. Oh, Haven.
Oh, that's not going to be fun for Sword, but I guess we'll see soon enough.
Wait a minute.
What?
Haven's
I thought you said
banned.
Haven was there.
Haven. Oh, ban chat. Oh, I called it wrong. So, I'm sorry. The Shadow was
Excelsior,
banned.
why?
I lied. I'm sorry. So the Haven
kinda looking forward.
in the other opponent player is yeah. My bad.
Excelsior. I'm kidding. It's all right. You're a busy guy. So it looks like Haven has a pretty solid 1-2-3 start. Ancient Lion Spear on turn 5 can basically clear almost any Swordcraft board.
Yep.
Boards rather.
So
Uh,
we actually have a sword and sword and shadow, and the Haven being banned versus Haven versus Blood. This match. Interesting.
Okay, so what are the teams this time? What are the matchups this time?
Voidless Summoners versus the World.
Sorry, what are the potential deck matchups?
Between the two,
Yes.
mid-range sword and then shadow probably mid-range.
Something.
Okay, and then Haven and you said Blood on the other side?
Yeah, we're watching the Haven right now, which is Voidless Summoner.
Yes, okay. Just making sure.
This is still Symphonius at the bottom.
Yes. Looks like both sides have gotten off to a pretty strong start, but to be honest, the Sword strong starts are pretty deadly. And although Haven did draw the drawing next. Okay. Oh, they didn't draw a Cudgel. If they had drawn a Cudgel there, that would have been a pretty devastating move. So looks like they're gonna have to Tribunal maybe and pray for the 50-50. The other option would be the Healing Angel Evolve, which does provide solid tempo, but it's not really so good for. I mean, it plays pretty badly into anything else.
Well, he needs to get that 50-50, and he can Evo here to get rid
He
of
really-
that too, but that gives him that. Problem is, he needs to expect that the Luminous Mage is coming in next. So he's gonna go with this route.
I think this isn't a bad move because this allows the Sacred Play to be played, but also for the Ancient Lion Spirit to clean up next turn, even if the Luminous Mage comes out.
Love remedies all.
Of course, he will be taking 5 damage to face if Sharpedo chooses to evolve the Luminous Knight,
Right.
which is not fun. So yeah, personally speaking, this is one of the reasons why I think Sword is positively matched up versus Haven, because although Haven can try and fight, if they had gotten cudgel, they may have been pretty strong too. Sword does tend to have a lot of really strong tempo that Haven can't really do well against.
Well, the counterpart of it is that they have a lot of clears, especially in this list. You have Ancient Lion on turn 5, and turn 6 you have Demon's Decree. Turn 7 you would have the Dark Jean into a turn 8, probably either another clear or Test of Strength with the Radiance Angel, and then into Havenly Ages. So they would always
That's true.
constantly clear, so that
You and I
Sword
might.
doesn't have enough time to come
brings
back.
hope.
That's
Okay,
the
so the
whole point
question
of this
is-
deck.
Is he going to evolve the Luminous Mage or the Luminous Knight? The Luminous Knight definitely plays around.
Yeah,
It,
it does, and essentially I think that might be the better play here, mainly because this will do 5 damage to phase, and the Tribunal will still be a 50-50 for
yes.
one of the plays.
The thing is though, this plays slightly worse around Cudgel, I believe.
I'm sorry?
That played slightly worse than around Cudgel. It played better against Ancient Lion Spirit, which is indeed what Symphonius had in hand, but it does play worse against Cudgel, which if Symphonius had Cudgel, that would have been slightly worse, I think.
Right.
Others will follow.
Okay, so
My shield.
Flow Offensive can still come out here, and Symphonius has used 2 evolutions yet, while Torpedo still has 2 left. Floral Fencer, Naval Guard Simone is a play. I don't think Tsubaki will be played too because it doesn't get much value, and I'm not sure if Sharpedo knows that Symphonius from the Bahamut. I assume he probably has to, considering we've seen the Bahamut come out previously.
Yep.
But if he does know that, he's probably saving that Tsubaki for the Bahamut. Starting from next turn, Symphonius can start playing his famous, well, his one famous, but if he draws more than that, he can start playing them more. And that is, I guess, what makes Haven able to fight back against Sword, because no matter how much tempo Sword puts out, if they end up overcommitting, they just lose the famous.
It won't be long now.
Which, I mean, if he plays Simone or Luriel here, it could be considered overcommitting,
Is ironclad.
because the famous will just clear the board.
And so this is what I explained to you, and already clearly showed that out, which is why I still think Haven is favored over Swords, even if Sword goes first. However, if Sword went second and it's the other way around, I actually think Sword might have a better chance to win against
Hey, that hurts.
Haven, because
Interesting.
Haven wants to go second. They have an extra Evo, and they can always get the clears that they want, especially on turn 4 Cudgel to turn 5 Lion Spirit, and constant clears. So if they have that constant clear and you take away their resources, then you have a better chance at swinging harder, say. But the thing is, here too is that Havenly Aegis is still a problem, and they get to play that first. But that depends if they run Test of Strength or not. You could still win them on turn 9 with as long as you manage to chip in 10 damage. So
So
here,
interesting to note. Oops, sorry.
I was gonna say, like, so here, this is also a problem too. Any cards that he plays, even with Naval Guard or Sabaki, it's gonna get cleared out with this tribunal. And when he tries to swarm, it gets cleared by another Themistocracy or Lion Spirit.
At least it was at
Or even Judge of Retribution here.
Or Judge of Retribution.
Let me show you something.
Like, look at that. Sword just did 5 damage, and that's as much as it can clear.
Well, they still have an evolution left, so if they do draw that Albert, that 10 damage to face is not going to be fun.
No. And he just needs to figure out how to do that. That's 3 damage if he doesn't want to Evo here.
Oh yeah, so what I found interesting about the Toon 6 Stennis play was he could probably have Judge of Retribution there. It would have left a 2-2 and a 1-1 up on the board, which probably wasn't optimal, but that might have saved the Thames for more value later.
I disagree with that because you don't want Sword to do chip damage.
That's true. That's true. It was an option. I thought it was an option anyways.
No. No matter how you look at that, you don't ever want Sword to chip damage because Albert exists as a card to destroy you. So the line of thought is don't let him chip. If he chips you close to 10, then it's over.
It could be over, yes. The Radiance Angels definitely help though.
Yep.
In this matchup.
Radiance Angel, definitely you want to save around this time, especially turn 8, turn 9, to keep away from being at 10.
And he is saving that evolution for the Aegis too when it comes out. He may have to use it now though,
Bailed away.
considering that's a lot of tempo on the board. Chip him down to 10. Well, actually no, because he would have to use the evolution, so maybe not.
So here,
that is a lot of tempo.
Yeah. So here we
Like,
actually
where is
don't.
your famous now?
We actually don't have a clear, so this is actually really good. Problem is now is that our sword player actually do not have Albert.
Mm-hmm. And Judge of Retribution evolve into Heavenly Hound is pretty strong.
Certainly is.
Do both of these stronger things.
And if he managed to play these two down, the only problem with that is that Tsubaki will come down to, I think, clear him. Yeah, that's 5.
Let us
So
conclude.
that's a 5-7, so Tsubaki will definitely clear down here.
Mm-hmm. And Tsubaki is technically chip damage too, which is kind of scary.
No, because Tsubaki can't kill the dog. Oh, yeah, it can. It chip in for 2.
Oh, and that's Albert. Oh my gosh.
But the thing is, would you Evo Tsubaki to clear? That's the problem. And that dog is in the way, so there isn't
is
really
true.
anything
It's
to
not
get
over yet.
rid of that. It actually, that dog alone caused a lot more problem for the sword player.
Albert's still definitely a very good draw. So let's see. Well, Tsubaki really hurts a lot. What are the Haven counter plays though? Because Haven doesn't really have much clear right now, so that Albert's going to be very difficult to remove.
Just have to find out, huh?
Well, there aren't many options on the sword side, it seems, but there's actually a surprising amount of lines you could take. You could even Albert right now, hit the dog, hit the judge, and then just go face with those two. And to be honest, with the Albert, although I doubt the Swordcraft player knows that right now.
Right.
Especially because the Haven has such a full hand. Like, they definitely, I mean,
No matter,
I assume,
Take my
no matter
blade.
how he's
so you did
gonna,
go with the Tsubaki play.
yeah, no matter how he's gonna look, he has to play that Tsubaki play, and possibly might have to Evo. He doesn't
No, I
want
think
to.
have the Tsubaki kill the Hound next turn,
Yeah, but
and then just go face with Albert evolve.
and that'll be lethal. Which case, in this
But-
case though, he has to trade into one of the 1/1s and the judge, so he'll be 2
Yeah,
off lethal.
Probably Judge Grimnir to hold off.
Just play all the wards down, create more problems
Yeah.
for him. This next turn we can see that the that this will automatically kill the Tsubaki if he decides to trade with the judge and this And with that, it actually saves him. But decides not to do
Whoa!
that. Okay.
What a play!
Wow.
Wow,
That is a greedy play.
he's not dead though, which is
Well,
very important to note.
well, we have to see if this actually gets the
Like, I assume they considered the fact that the opponent might have Albert in hand.
He actually might
has
not
Albert in
consider
hand,
that
this is the right
Albert
play.
is in hand and that he wants to start finishing him off with some kind of pressure. And then he's gonna start playing both the Radiance and Radiance Angel to heal off for 6.
Although, well, not that though. He could also just play Grimnir and kill the Albert off, and then the Swordcraft player will be reduced to top decking.
He doesn't need to keep adding on pressure for now. If he wants to grind out the sword player, he can just play it safely with both the Radiance Angel.
Oh my, this is interesting.
Oh, well, Radiance Angel is now useless, so now we get to see Bahamut come in.
My sword brings
Well, I don't think Bahamut's the right play because that Albert's still in hand, and
Yeah.
using the free evolve, he can push past this dog and do looks like,
paladins. Attack!
7 damage to face.
which means Albert cannot kill. Oh no, Albert can
Yeah.
kill with an evolve and with one ward up. He needs 2 wards up, but he can't play both Grimnir right now.
My shield.
Looks like it's done.
So this Haven player should have went the safer route. He went the greedy play, and it's now getting punished for this.
This is quite the hard punish. The ultimate punish, you might say, because it's losing.
Only he didn't play the Aegis. If only he went with his guts and played the Judge and the Grimnir to clear it off, he would have been okay with that.
Well, let's see. Could he, if he judges on the Tsubaki, could he draw into anything that could save him? Probably not.
No, but just
Yeah.
both the Radiance Angel wouldn't save him.
Both the
Albert.
Radiance Angels would put him at. Yep, it wouldn't save him. It would put him at exactly lethal, which is unfortunate.
The thing is, too, is that Grimnir is his answer.
My Tempest shall judge you.
Still ends up losing.
You
Too little, too
If
late.
only
I
he
mean-
had Test of Strength. Test of Strength was the answer here.
You wouldn't.
Yeah. If he had Judge of Retribution into or Radiance Angel in the Test of Strength, that would have been a solution. But
Sky Knights, prepare for
the greed did not pay off this time.
No.
Still had a spare evolution come turn 10 though. I mean, admittedly, they did have 2 Luminous Knights in Luminous Majors, so, you know.
Ow!
But even so, like, the ways swords can hold evolutions is just crazy sometimes.
Like, once that Maid Leader came in, that was pretty much game.
Yeah. Like, even if Main Leader had pulled another Albert, that would have probably been game as well. But that Luminous Knight allowed a lot of extra damage to be pushed. Alright, so now we're going to see Sword or... Gosh, I should really remember these better.
And if
It was
It's-
Haven Blood?
at the moment we are seeing Phonius losing this, so we'll be seeing Shadow coming up next.
Shadow is strong, and Shadow versus potentially Haven though. Shadow against Haven is pretty good against Shadow,
Normal circumstances.
especially now that what?
In normal circumstances, yes. But anything can still happen.
Especially given that Shadow can be such a Clan Fiesta. And that this man is Shadowcraft adept. Pretty good at playing Shadow. I assume. It's potentially more aggressive mid-range, as it might usually be. The Haven, as we saw just was Aegis Haven.
I don't know about that.
What was the other deck on the Haven side? It's not just Haven, right? It's Haven and Blood, you said?
No, it's not. It's Haven and Shadow. They're not just Haven and Shadow.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna keep better track of these. Kind of want to see Shadow versus Shadow again. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
Not necessarily in the best of ways, but it could be interesting.
I think right now they're just waiting on seeing what's going on right now.
Oh, I see.
Apparently the team is discussing right now to see
Alright.
what they will do. Because after that, if Symphonis doesn't win this, Torpedo managed to sweep against Symphonis, then we'll see the last and final match between the two teams.
The deciding match. It'll be very interesting, I'm sure. This is pretty close.
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Hmm?
Alright. Any moment now, guys. Come on.
It's coming soon, I promise. I promise.
It's not like they're arguing about something, right?
I hope not. Game, so,
What's up?
Look at that Roland emblem, man. The Roland emblem is one of the prettiest emblems, I think. What emblem are you using, by the way?
I'm sorry?
Or what emblem are you using? Just curious.
I don't know.
Do you?
To be honest, I don't know.
Wow. Have you even played this game in the recent past?
It's not that I don't know, it's because I'm in a new account.
What emblem do you use on your main?
My main?
Yeah.
Erica, I think.
Okay.
Or I think Olivia? I think it's Olivia for the emblem, and for the flare, it's Sword. Swordcraft for
Someone's
that.
a sword player, not sword main.
Sword main. Always will be.
True enough. Sword isn't doing so well right now, but no shame in being sword main.
What do you mean no shame? There is never a shame in playing swords. Not even in season 1 was it a shame. Maybe their match is starting. Oh. Thanks, Cygames. Always kicking me out.
They don't usually kick me out when I'm like playing games. Only if I like attempt to leave do they do that.
Yeah.
This account still hasn't gotten all of its Street Fighter bonuses, huh?
Oh my gosh. Oh, their match did start. So apparently
we
we
should
had a
definitely-
bug. And
Oh my.
that's the reason. Alright. Second match between Shadow versus Haven.
Is fighting and despair.
Okay, let's hope we're not too far behind.
Mother, father.
We'll be catching up now, so the moves will be going awful fast, I would think.
Yep.
So that is Ledger Haven. Oh, Ledger Shadow, which does tend to be worse matched up against Haven, especially a Haven that has Priest of the Cudgel and is going second, I believe.
Yep.
Second. Oh man, that's actually not a pleasant place for Shadow to be right now. Looks like both sides have gotten a pretty solid early game curve, though. I mean, doesn't seem that the Shadow has a 2-drop, but that doesn't matter when you have Cudgel on turn 4. Okay.
You gonna mess with me?
No!
So it looks like Cudgel's gonna come out turn 4 almost for sure, but the Shadow does get Death Ledger going first, which is really, really strong. However, with Priest of the Cudgel banishing the Attendant and then attacking the Lich being summoned and the Healing Angel going into the Unica, looks like the full board clear they've always been known for. And they have another Cudgel to back it up just in case.
Now.
Yeah, this is it's still a good clear. And so once again, this is like a cudgel for doing a 2-for-1, controlling the board.
I'll live again.
And this Haven player is just gonna show why they're the best at controlling the
Feast
board,
upon me.
Indeed.
especially when they go second.
Time to awake.
However, the Shadow is going to get 2 Liches up. Evolving Lich may actually not have been a good idea because that does allow that Lich to be banished by this. Oh, the second Cudgel in hand.
You gonna mess with me?
And that's actually a free 2 attack to the face.
If only it was time for. Oh, he didn't choose to ban it. He didn't do. He chose not to Cudgel there, which is an interesting choice. But Radiant Angel is more on curve, and he does get the full value out of the heal, which is something.
Path has been laid. I'll live again.
Interesting.
The darkness.
My boss works us to the bone.
That's dual Bahamut.
Cyclone.
Prison Priest instead of Judge of Retribution. Judge of Retribution would have been fine there because it would have just banished that. Although I suppose he's saving it with something bigger, like maybe the Kawi. Okay, the Kawi's not coming out.
No, there isn't really a need to.
The master.
I think this is fine.
That 3-4 Pluto is kind of sad though.
Finally,
No ages yet, but we do see a Tessa strength in hand.
Master could eat you.
Unfortunately, Tessa's Strength, of course, does not synergize well with Bahamut, so
No, it doesn't.
has that coming.
But it's always a good way to clear it.
Mordecai.
this world and the next are unchanging.
Kai. The Haven's going to have trouble because they only have 2 banished out of the hand, so that could be helpful. I would assume he's going to evolve the Mordecai here. He could have evolved the Nep and hit the hit the Priest as well. But evolving the Mordecai is just the same. And the reason he does this is because if the if
Okay.
the Priest survived and hit the 5-5 Mordecai, it would have put the Mordecai into 5-3 range, which would have been banishable range. As it is, the Mordecai is in 3 range anyways, and it can be banished by Judge of Retribution if it doesn't get soul converted, that is. It potentially will get soul converted though.
No, he doesn't. Okay.
On the other one, well, that's not so bad. This Mordecai still gets in 7 damage to face, so that's not pleasant, I'm sure, for the other side.
Ooh, he gets another
Definitely,
bucket scripture, so
uh,
that's actually pretty good.
Ow!
Okay, so he's gonna.
Destiny calls.
Oh, so he's definitely protecting his Mordecai hard.
Oh no.
And of course, I completely forgot about the Ode Mordecai combo. Infinite Mordecai works. How many more banishes do you have?
He's not seeing enough weakness.
Definitely not seeing.
He's getting all the priests that got double no evos. Where's your
And-
Olivia?
Not very much into Test of Strength in Aegis decks, and this is precisely why. If you draw Test of Strength without Aegis, if you draw it without enough tempo, Haven doesn't have much tempo, of course, especially Haven that didn't draw its Beast Calls for any reason. But basically, Test of Strength is pretty dead if you don't manage to pull off like into Agents perfectly.
Yeah, no matter what he plays here, that's still going to be dead.
End now.
Yeah, looks like we missed the entire game. This game went by very fast. That means coming just barely at the end. Let's see, he is dead, I assume, right? Oh, he's not dead yet?
My boss works us to the bone.
Like he has one more turn.
He has one more turn. I mean, more with another,
Let me show you something.
not even more with
Another
Test of
test of
Strength,
strength though. How many more turns will he be able to delay this though?
because he can push past those followers and just hit face. Or maybe if the Tribunal doesn't hit Mordecai.
Ow!
Oh, now it's 1 and 4, not 1 and 5. Alright, that's not too bad.
I believe he survives for exactly one more turn.
Nope. Zombie parties
Ah,
can
this
just clear
party
everything
finishes
out.
off. Right. What an interesting game. Despite Haven having a very strong start and all those banishes, it looks like it's still not enough.
What in the...
The double Mordecai, though, was extremely devastating for the
What in
Haven.
the...
Okay, is that the last game?
Yep, that's the last game.
There's two... I have forgotten team names again. Help.
Alright, so now it's a tie game.
Victory. Oops, my bad.
So now we're going to be flipping the board, as Voidless Summoner will be on the opposite side and the world at the bottom.
Alright, which players are we going to see now?
We'll be seeing the list for the main player, the captain, I believe, which is VSE0, who is playing Shadow, Dragon, and Sword.
All very strong decks right now. Shadow, Dragon, and Blood would be the only stronger combination, I would imagine, anyways.
Right now, I think Shadow is going to be gone this list.
That makes sense. So it's Shadow, Dragon, and Sword on one side. And what's available on the other side?
What's available on the other side? The same thing.
Oh, both sides of Shadow, Dragon, Sword? How interesting.
No, not the same. Same list as before, which was the Shadow, Dragon, Haven.
Oh, I see.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sword, Haven, Shadow. Sorry.
Sword, Dragon Haven. Sword, Dragon, Shadow. My gosh.
Yep.
Okay. So Shadow's gonna be banned from both sides, probably, anyways.
So Dragon.
maybe
So Dragon here got banned.
Dragon got banned. Okay.
So
That is. I mean,
we get to see Shadow and Sword coming out. Seems like the world's team is not afraid of their Shadow list.
does not seem like they're afraid of Shadow at all.
Oh, so we have Wordless Summoner. We still haven't gotten their bans. Seems like Shadow is banned as well. Well, not Shadow is banned, but the world's Shadow has been banned. So we'll be seeing Haven and Sword once again. So double swords, one counter. Surprised they didn't decide not to ban out the Haven instead. Interesting.
All right. Do we have a match code?
Yep.
All right.
Oh, looks like we're having a hard time connecting here.
Yeah, looks like a little bit of a connection issue. Hopefully they don't start the match without us. Otherwise, we'll have to be like speed commentating like we did to the last match.
Well, it wasn't too
Yeah.
bad or anything. We were able to keep up, no worries.
We can do this. We can do this.
Game, please. Do I have
Please,
to restart
game?
here?
Hopefully not.
Right. Oops. Looks like we might have to end up restarting the match a little bit here.
I'm not sure the other people can see it, but I like it.
We'll be getting the match in shortly, guys. There we
Hopefully.
go.
There we are.
Alright, here's our first match.
Okay. Oh, well, we can't see the matchups just yet, but let's see. It is
Double swords.
sword versus sword of all
Must
things.
die. Now,
And sword versus sword is almost as much of a Clown Fiesta as Shadow versus Shadow.
Well, one of them is actually playing control list.
Ninja trainee in the control list. What? That's 3 1-drops in the control list.
Okay, I'm just kidding. It's now a weird mid-range with... Wait... What is this list?
I wish I could tell you.
This looks like an aggro list with Roland, even though Roland is part of a control list.
Yeah, I don't know what the Roland's there for.
Okay. Should have played the ninja trainee instead, but I guess
Well,
he's
he
gonna be
has
playing...
1-drops out of the zoo, so he
Yeah.
can just keep playing.
This is now super aggro. We're just kidding, boys.
Yeah,
Super
we were,
aggro versus mid-range.
I must have hallucinated must have just imagined it is all. Well,
Play the
looks like,
Vanguard.
I mean, looks like the other side still has Gino. Gino's gonna be really good against that Lancer if the
Yeah.
Ninja Trainee doesn't trade into it.
retreat.
Dude, stop that. Alright, so... Grimnir or Whole Soul Swing. Novice Trooper could probably do it better, because he can clear out the 2, than leaving the 2-1 behind. Grimnir, of
Actually-
course, can be easily answered if Jano comes in.
Yeah, that's the scary part actually.
And then Geno here. Come on.
Yeah, Geno still takes down the Novice Trooper.
That'll be pushing in 2 damage.
Weapon at the ready, youngling.
The other deck can play their Geno, but their Geno only takes down either the Geno or the Palace Fencer, which still leaves damage up on the board.
I think the other answer was to play the whole Soul Swing and then Evo it. You don't need to play the Geno here.
Oh, that's true as well. Yeah, I don't know why I thought it had to be Geno. Geno is more in curve, but sometimes...
Geno can only kill 1 and you can't clear out the board. The whole Soul Swing can clear out the board.
Indeed, which is important, especially right now. So, that he hasn't drawn not Palace Fencer, a Floral Fencer. Floral Fencer would have been pretty good here, considering that the other side is running out of fuel. He's considering Grimnir Evolve. Or even if he plays Geno Evolve and trades into the other Geno, that could be an interesting play. It may not be a good play, but it's definitely interesting.
No, I think the best play right now is the whole Soul Swing while you can.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Just wondering what they're taking so long to consider, I suppose.
Because
There we
they're
go.
looking at Grimnir and seeing what's the best option against the list that's super aggro right now. Probably thinking Grimnir would be the next best option because it does almost similarly the same. Oh, and he didn't have enough time to trade, so the team probably thought a little bit too long. And it's
And
now
that
being
Floral Fencer is
punished.
going to be devastating.
Yep, and now they're going to be punished.
Yes, the trade would have been very helpful there. But alas.
My loyalty is ironclad.
That's a 2-1 going into this, and this is actually really bad.
Like, when
Now-
Swordcraft loses tempo, they find it very hard to recover. Most decks don't run Aurelia these days, otherwise the hope of drawing Aurelia might have been really good here.
Normally Aurelia would be pretty good. Which means that he would have to trade into the 4-2 and then has to Evo one of them to get rid of it. But Geno? Gonna have to actually play the Grimnir here. Wait till not Geno turn 6. Actually Geno to kill off at least, I'm gonna say the 2-2. Even the 4 and the 2 and a 1 alive.
I feel like he really wants to get with that 4-2 though. He doesn't, because,
Well, he lost pretty big no matter what, and he's gonna get punished even further and losing out a lot of damage. If he had managed to kill the Palace Fencer in time, he would have had to just kill the 4-2 and then deal with this. But evoing
like
it
he's-
here actually prevents him from it's gonna be 2 for 1 essentially. If you play
Yeah.
the Geno and clear 1 for now,
Power's uncontrollable.
like they're going to ignore it. So in this case, this play was better. That's what I explained earlier.
fair enough.
Now Naval Guard coming in, but the thing with this though is that he also has to be careful. Tsubaki can easily come back to get rid of it. Of course, if he plays the Naval Guard to bait out the Tsubaki without evoing, that could actually be a good play here too, because then that allows him to do 4 damage, putting him at 11. And it actually avoids Alwida coming in.
So, Geno is an okay play here. Naval Guard Evolve is a bad play here. But Geno would also have to be evolved, and that is his last evolution.
No, why would you? Again, Tsubaki is the better play.
Oh,
because you get
right,
to
I
clear
did
out
not
one.
see Tsubaki. I know you're talking about it. I was just considering other plays, I suppose.
And then when you evo the Tsubaki, he's able to clear out the 2-2 or the 2-1. He doesn't really have much of a choice here to clear out. So this allows him to bring back some of the board, but it's still the Palace Fencer doing about 6 damage now. If he had cleared this on this turn, he would have been fine.
Weapon at the ready, youngling.
Ooh, that Geno's gonna get some value in. Somewhat fortunately, anyways, for the this side, the Erica side.
You wouldn't.
The other person does not seem to be drawing very many strong cards. A 2-drop and a 1-drop is definitely not what you want to be holding going to turn 8.
No, but what's good here, at least, is that he's able to play Luminous Mage into the Naval Guard Simone to get his board, or at least a stronger board.
Yes.
If he plays Geno, it's a little bit on the weaker side, but I think essentially when it does die, he can play Zalweed as commander after it. So I think either of those plays there would be fine. If you went with a Geno, or if you went with Luminous Mage into Naval Guard Simone. It just depends on whether he wants to board or not on his turn.
He is awfully low here, though, and that last evolution is very scary. I assume he's going to be thinking about whether or not the opponent has an Albert.
I guess this is fine too.
My mission is complete.
Yeah, the 2-3 wood is definitely very good. Although leaving bodies up on the board for Palace Fencer to buff is never fun. But I don't really think he had an option. Especially now because the other person drew the Katana Unsheathed and, can just buff that with Palace Fencer anyways. I'm still interested though. Where did that roll in? Was there really a roll in there? Like, did you see that?
Yeah, we saw the roll in.
You saw that, right?
He's probably running it as a 1-of to play against, like, dragon matches.
Yeah. But, like, we've seen at least, like, 6 different 1-drops. Not 6 different 1-drops, rather, but, like, 6 1-drops. Which is surprising for a deck that also would run Roland.
Super aggro with a Roland tech. So immediately,
Not necessarily a bad idea, I suppose.
I think he doesn't have much of a choice but to go all out. He needs to play everything here.
Yeah, he's trying to finish off as fast as possible.
He also needs to evo this out too. And then from this point forward, he needs to just go face without stopping.
I mean, if he draws Albert, this is all over too.
Does
Actually,
not play the
it may-
Vanguard.
Perhaps he's hoping he could get buffed? Void Clear? No, Sword doesn't really have Void Clear outside of Cyclone Blade, which doesn't see much play, rather.
But now he has to get rid of it. But that 4-1 can take care of it pretty easily. Albert is fine.
Yeah, so really all they need is an Albert or a Novice Trooper. Or a Luminous Mage, I think that wins.
Wow.
Yeah, Luminous Mage
That
wins.
one's dumb pick. The super aggro list with the Luminous Mage broke back? Wow.
You and I, knight.
Except he messed up.
What? Oh my gosh, it got banished. Does he still win though? He still wins.
Yeah, he still
Turn the
wins.
power of hope to light.
But the order was wrong.
Awkward as heck.
My
You were right.
shield.
I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter anyways.
Yeah. If it's lethal, it's lethal. Different kinds of lethal will not change that as lethal.
I would have swung
Alright, so
in
the-
with the 1-1, get the other card out, the 2-1. Let's evo that instead. Clear it with a Simone.
Hmm.
Alright, so some Voidless Summoner at one point, Torpedo has to just win this out.
Indeed. Looks like we're going to the next match already, quite fast.
Yep.
That's good. Fun. Okay, so let's see who we got here. Okay, Shadow versus Sword. This is
You must
usually
go.
unfavored for Sword, I believe. Although Sword is going first in this case.
Come on.
Last we checked, this is supposed to be a Ledger deck, right?
Dead Moon Disciple? I wouldn't think so, and I haven't seen Kaiser before in this deck.
Ooh, it's a mid-range running Mentor's Teaching. We haven't seen this since the beginning of TOTG.
These are some really interesting hands, I would say.
tech cards, man. All the tech cards. Mentors
So
teaching
many
tech.
tech cards. Wow.
Goblin.
What?
Si- What?
He's feeling hungry.
Okay.
Wow, this is
mid-range?
interesting.
Mid-range ledger? We getting some spicy decks today.
We are getting some hot, spicy decks right now.
Welcome home, sir.
Those 2/1/1s do not trade play. Is that Apprentice Necromancer?
Playing something spicy tonight, boy.
Rain.
I am
Ready?
so confused.
Ready?
What is? Explain.
There is no
I'm all
explanation.
for it, but what? Well, it's not Ledger, I would think, because Ledger definitely does not want to pull a Dead Moon Disciple or an Apprentice Necromancer.
No, this is some kind of variation to mid-range.
It could be a neutral mid-range running of all things Impartial Strix. I would not be surprised to see Impartial Strix come up here.
In all the cases. This could be like classic Nep deck without the ledger.
Classic Nep deck would not run Apprentice Necromancer and Dead Moon Disciple, though.
Oh yeah, that's true too. I don't know what this deck is. It's not even it's not just mid-range. Let's just call it that.
Call it mid-range.
Mid-range. We don't know what it is. Safe to say
I mean,
mid-range.
the Kaiser can infinite value against Sword. Sword hates dealing with like infinite value like that, infinite potential board presence like that. So that's something, I guess.
Undying Resentment is the answer here.
Well, probably.
But
Or
playing
we
the
can just go
Kaiser
for the
instead.
value starting now.
Kaiser works.
I mean, that Grimney is going to have to trade into both of those anyways.
Mentor's
Hopefully
teaching
he
first.
doesn't have a turn 4 play, so hopefully Mentor's Teachings will draw something good.
Okay.
Not something he can play now. It's turn 5. That allows a Dead Moon Disciple to trade in that. The Shadowcraft person does not look like he has a particularly strong play. Call of the Void? What?
This is slowly becoming a control list.
Disciple though?
Slowly but surely control list.
I'm just really confused now. That's all.
So ultimate carrot into Undying Resentment. You're pushing for 1 damage? Question mark? Okay, equal the ultimate carrot.
Tyrant list even? No, I don't think so. Also, the evolving on the ultimate carrot may not have been correct.
This could be a Minthys list.
Ooh, I could see this being a Minth list actually. There's a lot of Necromancy effects we've seen so far. Of all things though, a Minth list.
A Minthy list without Minthy right now.
You and I, knight.
The worst part is, I mean the best part is even, it's not even doing half bad. It's holding out its own against mid-range sword of all things.
You are done for. Turn the power of
So it
hope
gets
to
strong
light.
in the mid-game. So we'll see if this Shadow can actually hold out. So I guess saving the Dead Moon wasn't a bad idea, because now the Dead Moon trains perfectly into that 4/1 Luminous Mage. Playful Necromancer! Oh my god! Value right here?
Wow, Playful Necromancer actually counters this perfectly.
So hard. And you can even save that tiny little 1/1 to do something else some other day.
But what's funny here is that Sabaki counters Playful Necromancy pretty
Oh,
hard.
that is true. Playful Necromancer's stat line is notoriously
Yeah,
bad.
my brain is fried. Well, what is I don't even care about this game anymore. It's so weird.
I won't
This is done.
What is this
pretty
game?
crazy. I will not lie. This is quite quite the crazy.
This is like
happening here.
super
And he
advanced tech deck versus some kind of counter. It's working against Sword though, that's for
On
sure.
like a 2-1 or like a 4. I didn't even see which one it was.
You're safe with me, Captain.
I don't get it. What's going on here? I want off this wild ride.
It won't be
In
long
any case
now.
though, that was pretty good.
Away with ye, scurvy dog.
The Shadow is doing pretty well. They do have their infinite value, and they may even have 2 of the infinite value soon. However, the Sword is putting on aggression, and if they do save a
That's an Israfil. This is
Hmm?
actually a neutral deck. Control
So-
list.
so
Shadow control,
That's-
who would have thought?
oh my gosh.
It's not
I
even
guess
a mid
Shadow
class.
doesn't really have much good healing outside of Kawi. And Kawi's situational.
Kylie's amazing no matter what. It's not really situation. It's a 2-for-1.
You went to an
Always.
empty board, and your opponent has like direct damage, you're still dead.
Kylie's still
Sometimes
amazing.
you want immediate heal. And yeah, Shadow's probably gonna go to as much trouble as they can to.
You are.
He just spent. Oh, he didn't. Okay, he didn't spend anything. I thought he spent some stuff. I was gonna
Did.
say he spent all.
He
that
spent it
just
on
to,
the he spent it on the ward
Want to
to
play?
clear out 4 HP to clear this.
Right. The
I failed you, my Jarl.
What is this? I assume this has to be some sort of control Shadow deck.
That's what I just said, control shadow.
Yeah, but you said yeah. I mean, I agreed. I guess I agree now. But Dead Moon Disciple of all things, like.
Sky Knights, prepare
Well, what if
for
your
I'm just-
opponent has a ward and the Dead Moon Disciple is the only card that allows you to win?
None will dishonor the seas.
Then you're checking for some seriously interesting matchups there.
A mortal sane.
I have no clue what's going on here anymore.
It's still control list with Immortal Sane pushing for damage.
Immortal, that's true. Immortal Thane's good in control, I would say.
I'll show you.
So he gets to push in 4 damage here.
May you rot and decay.
So this is the end.
Or does he want to push in for 2 damage?
At least
Exactly.
Noble Guard goes face.
Yeah.
It's set up for Albert finish.
Yeah.
Plus, Fang Blade into Albert.
Fang Blade can easily get rid of the problem against that 6-4. Sabaki can get rid of it too.
Actually wins right now. But Fang Blade sets up for lethal next turn.
Yep.
So, Shadow deck is just so funky. I can't get over it.
It'll protect him, but just remember we do have a Grimnir.
And actually, if he kills the White King, the Lich King, remember? The Lich
Yep.
King.
So we would. This is not a next turn lethal just yet, based on our observation.
I apologize. I
However-
have missed.
However, this is still a 2-turn setup for in favor of the Erica here if he decides to play the Fang Blade.
Take my blade of resentment.
Kill Tsubaki instead.
A new fame will follow.
Does the Tsubaki set up for Albert lethal? No, because the White King and the Grimnir definitely protect face well enough.
welcome home, sir.
But with Albert, this is still lethal though.
He has to, yeah, he has to play both White King and Grimnir to save himself, I believe.
He actually needs to play all of the cards. Grimnir, White, Carrot, Kai'Sa.
Usually he has to trade. No, he probably doesn't have to trade his whites.
He does.
Apologies, sir.
You wouldn't.
To survive?
Because, and like I said, no chip damage. If you cause any chip damage, Albert wins.
That's true. That is true.
So he can go face for 2 damage here.
Bow
Play the ultimate carrot.
Okay.
Sword doesn't have any way to clear you. You can see
Unless
that
he.
Fang Blade can be played here.
You would
Fang Blade does set up for lethal. So
Oh, no.
that could.
Oh,
1,
no.
2, 3, 4,
That's
5, 6,
Fang
7,
Blade. Double Fang Blade. So let's see. It'll do 2 damage, puts him at 10. Next turn he'll be able to do about 6 damage here. A total of 8. He'll have 4 HP left. We'll be able to play the Israfil and put him at 16. No, 9, 13 HP.
Does Israfil save him? Hmm.
Yes, I want to say Israfil save him. As long as he's able to trade to the Sabaki.
Okay, so he did kill. He did use the Subaki to kill that. Was that the right play there?
Fighting is so sorrowful.
Now this is lethal with Israfil.
This is
And he's gonna have
Dude,
to
can-
kill it with a Fang Blade.
So he has to kill the Fang. He could kill it with the Albert Evolve actually. Does that save him though?
No,
No, because the white does 1 damage to face.
that is
I
lethal.
think that was a control deck, right? You see that goblin though?
Mid-range. Like I said, safe word, mid-range.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
I think this might be a take 2 deck.
That he just decided to bring to a team tournament?
Yep.
Nobly. Oh,
I should have
sweet.
foreseen this.
Well, oh, when he...
Somebody make this deck list a tier 1, because this deck just won.
I just... that's the last game, right? That means one side is won?
Yep, that means Voidless Summoner won.
What a finish.
That... that game,
What a
though,
finish.
I don't even know what it is, but he did it. He won.
This has
What a
been
god.
quite the- I can't right now.
Oh my
Just
god.
leave me be.
So that's the reason why they didn't ban Shadow. They were like, what is this deck list? I don't know what it is, but we can probably beat this.
And we're just like, yeah,
And they
okay.
just got slaughtered. Oh my god.
I have no idea what just happened there. Still, I cannot. I still have no idea. Just like, wow.
Alright guys, that was it. Hopefully you guys enjoy these matches. We'll be seeing the grand finals tomorrow.
My name's so terrible. I'm out, I guess.
Yep. And this is your host, Excelsior Vindy. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. And we'll be doing the rest of the second half of the tournament tomorrow. So stay tuned. We'll be covering for
See you guys
the
later.
second half. Until then, have a great day.